Welcome to episode 145 of Comic Timing, a comics podcast devoted to the average comic book fan from the average comic book fan. Join in as Brent Cassina, rotating panel of guests, and myself, Ian Levinstein, discuss whatever comes to mind, time after time, here on Comic Timing. Straight from the Sharknado's mouth, we review Comic-Con 2013. What news popped out of there, what occurrences occurred, and some surprises? Maybe. Here now, Comic Timing. Hey there, folks. My name's Ian Levinstein, and welcome to episode 145 of Comic Timing. And, 5 more till 150. And we still have no idea what we're doing, but we probably still have about 5 months to worry about that. So, Brent, let's get on that, right?
Let's get on it, absolutely. Whatever that means.
I don't know. We'll probably celebrate it around the same way we did 100. Just have a bunch of people on and go nuts as always.
We should have a contest.
Yeah, you were talking about that. Maybe do a Facebook contest or something like that.
Facebook contest.
Which person can annoy us the most on Facebook can win that.
I like that idea.
So I broke out the one West Coast beer I had in the fridge for tonight. By the way, I'm drinking a Pyramid Hefeweizen. So I'll get myself in the Comic-Con mood, even though technically this is a Seattle beer. Al Sparrow, alias Torch Song, alias, for the most part, Al Sparrow these days, because who goes on the forums anymore, is back here with us for the first time in quite some time, and someone who actually went to Comic-Con can tell us a little bit about his experiences. Al, how you doing, man? Is he there? Al?
He's on mute.
Hello, am I there?
There you go, you're there now.
Wow, I must have hit mute. Neat.
Happens to the best of us. Hey, man, what's going on?
Nice. Just popped in. Okay. No, things are going great. Things are really, really good. You were mentioning, the forums, and I'm one of the 5 people that still uses it. So, no, that's not true. There really are still quite a few of us on there that still argue comics nonstop. I think the hot button issue now is: do we like the new Shazam or don't we like the new Shazam?
Oh boy.
And I'm on the like side because it's Shazam, and I'll take it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, it's better than some of the other shit they've come up over the years for Shazam. So
no doubt.
It's still pure. They didn't do I thought they were going to do the Flashpoint thing, whether it be 7 kids being the Shazam, which I like that idea too. So I'm not a purist by any means. I'm waiting to see how they play this off.
I'm waiting to see how they play it off, because we saw at the end, for those of you who don't like spoiler alerts, plug your ears. But at the end of it, he gave the powers to a group of his fellow orphans. What was cool about that was it seemed like each of them only got 1 power, if I read that right. And that could be kind of interesting. And I'm also wondering if that means, is it just those kids who can take the power, or can Billy Batson bestow the magic power on anybody?
It looks like anybody.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Well, here's my question.
If you could do it once, you could do it again.
Yeah, here's my question. Which one of them got stuck with Heart?
Yeah, because what kind of a crappy power is Heart? Yes.
Well, the thing that disappointed me the most with that issue was that they killed Black Adam. Jeff Johns did that to his own favorite character.
You'll never kill Black Adam.
Seriously,
he'll be back.
Come on, man. Like, what, you know as well as anybody that that characters in comics, specifically villains, never stay dead.
Well, I know that, but I just thought it was strange for it to be, Jeff Johns' once favorite character, and for Jeff Johns to just, utterly do away with him for a little while in this thing, when he could have transitioned him over into. I mean, maybe he'll show up in Forever Evil, or.
I thought I saw him on the cover
Shazam
for Forever
book.
Evil.
I thought I saw a blurb that he was coming back in that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was strange.
3 seconds dead. All right. So I don't forget to do it later. We're sponsored by DCBS, Discount Comic Book Service. Check us out at dcbservice.com. The month of August has just begun when this episode is released, so we do not have any information on the new discounts, but you can always find a bunch of 40% and 50% off books at DCBS. So just find something you like and go ahead and buy it, and use the promo code CT8 to get an additional 8% off on your first order. With discount comic book service. We thank them for their sponsorship here on Comic Timing, and they also did a very good job of letting me save money by not buying all of the Forever Evil books and buying Hawkeye Volume 2 instead. I will enjoy that a lot more than Forever Evil. Let's move on to...
I maintain that without DCBS, I would not be collecting comics right now. So,
I agree with that entirely.
I second your their endorsement of you and your endorsement of them.
Indeed.
Wish there was a digital discount.
Well, there is. Wait. That's a digital discount, dude.
I don't want to. That's the problem.
Or you could just follow my digital discount. Wait till Brent buys it. So
it doesn't work for me.
That's the five-finger digital discount. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god, I need to create that fivefingerddigitaldiscount.com. So let's talk some Comic-Con. We'll start it off with a general conversation about. Well, first off, we'll start with Al because he was the one who was actually there. How did this year go for you? More positives than negatives, I assume, and any changes that you noticed from year to year at this year's Comic-Con?
Well, this was an interesting year because I hadn't gone in 5 years. About 5 years back, was the last time we went, and I was working it. I was working for IGN at the time, and I really maxed out. I got to interview a lot of manga creators, and it was the madhouse that it is now. It was just like that 5 years ago. But after that, the wife and I were kind of like, you know what? We need to focus on going to some smaller cons and stuff like that. I was just getting into the area where I was starting to work conventions and being on the other side of the table. But after 5 years of that, it occurred to me, hey, I could get, a professional badge out of San Diego based on what I've done probably. So I sent in some of my work. Sure enough, you've done enough to be a professional. So nice. I got my professional cred. So if they were going to let me come in for free, how can I say no?
That's always the best way to get into anything.
Yeah. Free works. Even if that's all you got was to get in for free, because we were all excited. We were like, wow, we're professionals. What does that mean? What does that get us?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. It just means that you didn't have to pay to get in.
Yep.
And you get to stand in a different line from everybody else to get your tickets, which is kind of nice. I'll give them that. But we got that, got the hotel, got all that stuff. This time we weren't fortunate enough to stay right in the heart of downtown. We stayed out in Hotel Circle. But you ask, what is San Diego doing right? What is the convention doing right? San Diego has got the best mass transit system on the planet, period, without question. They had a shuttle bus service that was, bar none, the most accurate, most on time, most get you there without any trouble.
24/7 now, if I remember.
We could have asked for it 24/7. You could party till 3 a.m, and there will still be a bus there to drag your drunk butt home and drop you off. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about that as far as doing it right. But really, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear about what actually happened at the con. The lines are still horrible. The lines are still just absolutely a nightmare. Yeah. And we'll start off with a negative just so we can focus more on the positives.
Okay.
We get our badges. We're waiting to get in that first preview night. Who on San Diego's brilliant staff decided it would be fun to march everybody up the escalators, all the way across the sales pavilion, through this intricate back and forth thing like that scene in Shrek, where you're waiting to get in line for the ride. Everybody had to march through that. We had to walk, I'm not joking, all the way around the convention center to get back in, just to get in the exhibitor hall. By the time we actually got in for preview night, I'm a big man. My dogs were done. I was tired of walking by then, and everybody else was kind of in the same mood. So we all went into preview night grouchy and hateful, which is exactly what you want your first night.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. But then you go in and there's that first burst of, oh my God, we're here, and everything else gets forgotten. So,
well, it's funny because from what I remember, the last time that I was there, which was 2009, that whole marching up the stairs thing definitely didn't happen to grab your badges. I remember they had things set up on preview night downstairs, and it was you would grab your badge, you'd continue walking, and you were in the hall, and that was the end of that.
You got your badge downstairs, but then you were immediately herded up into lines upstairs to get in, and it's like, and there were some people that were rebels and like, no, we will not go in, into this line. We're just going to wait here until they opened up. And I think, and somebody who actually did it can probably correct me on this, I think they just made them all sit until The Last of Us were through, which was kind of like, hey, nice. And, you can flip them the bird as you go in. But I don't blame them. I would rather have just waited and gone in later. Than,
It sounds like they were a lot better off in the end.
Yeah, because it's a 2-mile hike. I mean, I don't know. By the time you get done, and it wasn't so much the walk. It was just everybody was getting angry because it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Each time you go through the line.
Well,
But,
I think that Brent, even though he's never done it, is glad that he didn't wind up flying in directly after Comic-Con like a few years ago this time around.
Well,
yeah.
I got to see Pants that way. That's the only third CGS guy I've ever met.
I did see Pants. I saw him exactly once. We're going down the elevator. He's going up the escalator. And I yelled at him from one escalator to the other, and I was like, hey, Brian! Brian,
respond.
stop ignoring me! And finally he looks over. Oh! And I don't think he knew who it was. He really realized who it was. So he's just like, why is this guy yelling at me? And why does his wife have this crazy hat on?
Chris ran into Pants. She was sitting down after walking the hall on Thursday, and Pants wound up, just out of pure coincidence, was sitting like 3 people over from him on the same spot of the floor. And again, even though Pants has met Chris before, she still had to be like, hey, Pants.
Yep.
Because once he's in his trance, his Comic-Con
Oblivious.
trance, there's no way getting him out of it.
Well, you do. Once you get in that hall, you're done.
Oh my God.
Your sensory overload is just the thing I'll give them credit for is, after the big, hike and, I got to lose about 300 calories walking through the whole thing. They do, when you come in, they put you right in at Artist Alley, which is where you need to be when you go to Comic-Con. We can discuss the lack of comics at Comic-Con at some point, but
yeah,
they put you right in at Artist Alley, and it's really good and bad at the same time, because Artist Alley had just about everybody I wanted to see. I mean, Wendy and Richard Pini were right there from ElfQuest. They had Chris Batista, who was a Legion of Superheroes artist.
I know the name.
Was over in one area, so I was able to go talk with him for a while, and I've talked about it on some of the forums about how I've really only started getting into the Legion these past few years. And all these longtime Legionnaires are like taking me under their wing like it's, oh my God, it's so cute. Okay, here's where you read first, and then you do this. So I mentioned that to Chris Batista, and he's like, okay, here's where you start. Here's your required reading list. Come back to me when you've covered this, that, and the other. And he was doing free sketches, which is always a draw.
Nice.
Wow.
I was like, you're not doing this for free? And oh yeah, I don't care. I just do a quick pencil sketch, and I'm like, I'll be back. But I ended up buying a. He did work on the Superman Batman annual. So he had pages from that, and he had one for, I think it was like $60, and I was like, I'm going to take this because I don't like people working for free in Artist Alley.
Wasn't he the one who drew Robin directly after Freddie Williams? Or,
He did when Dixon came back for a little while.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
He had some Batman pages, so that may have been what that was from. I just remember the Superman Batman annual that he did was the composite Superman.
Gotcha.
If you remember that one at all, that was the one that he worked on. And,
Okay.
It's so hard to get a decent Superman Batman page of anything with Superman or Batman in it. If it isn't extortionately priced, then it's not available.
Especially now that they can put parentheses New 52 on it to make the price go even further. Yeah.
Classic stuff.
The shit you actually gave a crap about.
Exactly. But I was able to see him. I ran into a good friend, Tess Fowler, who is an independent artist. And anytime I can see her at a convention, I always try and seek her out, because if she's at your convention, guys, Tess Fowler, go and see her. She is an amazing artist. And just a whole assortment of art. So I tried to spend as much time as I could in Artist Alley, but that doesn't last very long because you see all the big stuff in the center of the hall, and you're bound to determine that you got to go check it out.
Something that I noticed back when I went, and Brent, something that I remember us talking about the last time that we talked about San Diego Comic-Con is that people wind up screaming about how, like, oh, the comics aren't in Comic-Con anymore. Like, there's still plenty of comic shit to do if you really want to do it, and there's still plenty of stuff to buy if you really want to buy it. But there's also film and movies and TV and all this other shit. So
Well,
I
it seems like the past couple of years, all the films and TV and movie are now comics.
yeah.
Arrow TV show, Walking Dead,
Mm-hmm.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Marvel movies, the big DC announcements, or all the other genre films are, if they're not comic book related, they're book related.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think the comics culture kind of has permeated instead of just getting the Transformers or whatever. Now it's kind of like the genre, the culture con, and that's fine with me. I still would like to go someday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, right now it's the golden years for comic fans because I think the beef people have is there's no comics at the Comic-Con, which is bullshit. There's plenty of comics to be found. Unfortunately, it's not like the old days, and it's never going to be like the old days again, where it was 100% comics and Stan Lee was there and all the old guard were there.
Mm-hmm.
Those days are gone. I mean, it was an absolute crime that I walked by Steve Lealoa's table and nobody was there.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I remember when I was there. Warren Ellis was just sitting there like a sad panda. Like,
Yeah.
no one was going up to him. And eventually we were just like, are you having because at that point we were all tired and exhausted or whatever. And I remember Chris went up to him and said, are you having as shitty a day as I am? And he's like, yeah, let me sign your book.
Now he can be like, I wrote Extremis.
Yeah.
And I'm getting residuals from Red.
Well, there you go.
Yes, I let them make a shitty sequel.
But that was just it. I think if I would do anything different, it's pretty much everything that we wanted to do was comic based as far as what we were going there to look to buy, who we were going there to see. We didn't care much about going to see any Hollywood big names or anything like that. But Scott Shaw, who used to do Captain Carrot, had a table there, and I was like, oh, I gotta find him. And my big holy grail thing was Michael Golden, the Micronauts guy.
Yeah.
Was there, and I made a pact to myself because like 3 or 4 Phoenix Comic-Cons back. I'm located in Phoenix for those of your audience who don't know, and Phoenix has a hell of a nice Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. I've heard good things,
we had Michael Golden there, and I talked with him, and at the time I had no fundage to my name, and I had to keep getting back to my table. But, he told me his rates. His rates are pretty high for sketches now, but I made it a promise to myself, if I ever see Michael Golden back at the Phoenix Comic-Con again, whatever it costs, I'm getting a sketch from him, because that's like George Perez. It'd be a holy grail for me. Mm-hmm. He's one of the reasons that I love to read comics. And sure enough, he never came back to Phoenix, so... I'm walking through San Diego and I see his table and he's just getting set up and I'm like, you don't have anybody on your list yet, do you? And he's like, no. Good. I want Marionette with a glider pack and she's shooting a laser. And he's like, you've thought about this, haven't you? And I told him the whole thing. It's like, I've been waiting 3 years for this ever since you didn't come back to Phoenix Con.
So it's your fault I've had time to think about this.
Well, let's put it this way. He did such a good job on it. I'm paying to get it framed like professionally done. So.
Fantastic.
Wow, cool.
That's my new in case of fire. Grab that. My wife can come first, and maybe the pets, but then I got to go find where I hung that and get it out of the house. But that was my big holy grail moment, and all that on preview night. So it's only like preview night's only a good 3 hours, 4 hours, and most of the time it's running here, there, and everywhere, trying to figure out what you want to do for the next 4 days. But
well, we're getting dangerously close to preview night just being another day, like from the way that I've heard about it, and from my previous experiences, and from what it feels like they're doing. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if, say, preview night just they get rid of the preview entirely and just say day one within the next 3 or 4 years, and it just becomes a full day that begins at 11 in the morning and just let people go nuts. But
it's entirely possible that it'll go that route. It wouldn't surprise me. Nobody's going to turn away more money. I mean,
exactly.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And we're all there and we're all ready to spend and have fun. So I can't imagine, them not doing that. But yeah, I mean, what surprised me, I think, as far as crowds and everything like that, as far as adding more time to it, we did not go on Sunday. Sunday was the day we had to come back on for, and that's when all the real deals are if you're there to buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
and I've made a promise if I ever go back that we will stay till Sunday this next time. But weirdly enough, Friday was actually the worst day for crowds.
Really?
I figured Saturday was going to be a madhouse because it almost always is. We had like no problem on Saturday.
Huh.
Really, just none. I mean, there was the occasional bottleneck. You know, there always is in the middle of the center. In the middle of the exhibitor hall, there's all the big stuff: Marvel, DC, Image. All the big comic groups are there. All the big movie places are there. Everything's like right in that center hub. And usually there's a bottleneck that you cannot get through. One of the alleys is just too narrow or whatever. We really didn't experience that on Saturday. Now, Friday was nuts. Friday we just said screw it and left. We went till like I think maybe noon, and my wife Michelle looked at me. I was like, I'm hungry and I'm sick of being in this crowd. And I'm like, yeah, let's get out of here. So we left and went to Seaport Village and put our feet up for a while, and then we came back in the afternoon and went back in.
I wonder if one of the reasons that Saturday was a little better is because everybody was online for Hall H on Saturday.
That would not surprise me. They very wisely, I don't know if they've been doing this in the past because they didn't 5 years ago, but they've set up this whole area outside the convention center that this is where you go to line up for Hall H.
Yep.
And it's all outside, and it's all in this one area, and it was great because you didn't have this big snake going all around the convention center that you had to, excuse me, pardon me, let me get my way through here, and
Well,
any of that stuff.
the fact that Chris passed a sign on Saturday morning at about 10 a.m. that said line starts here for Sunday at 1:30.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting to the point where... And
There were people camped out, yeah.
oh, I know,
Absolutely.
I know. I mean, not like Twilight bad, but still like people camped out. And something that has been brought up multiple times that I actually would be perfectly okay with, and that I'm sure a lot of other people would be as well, is that it's time to move Hall H over to Petco.
Maybe.
I heard that idea as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Online
they have
somewhere.
talked about that. It wouldn't be a bad idea. In fact, that was something that you were asking what things were different from the last time we were there. Well, one thing that we really noticed, and we usually did this anyway, but, you know, if you go to San Diego, if you've never been, and you spend the entire time there in the exhibitor hall, you blew it.
Yeah.
You didn't really enjoy San Diego's Comic-Con.
Yeah.
There is so much to do outside that convention center. Not just going to panels. Going to panels is fun too. But this year we noticed so much going on around the convention center. Like Petco had a whole nerd preserve thing going on that I guess was run by the Nerdist podcast,
Yep.
and they had the podcast Glove and Boots, which is my wife's favorite podcast. No offense to you guys, but it really is.
None taken.
They have puppets. And you guys don't have puppets. So
How do you do puppets on an audio podcast?
No, it's a video podcast.
Exactly.
That's the story I'm going to let her tell
I
because
mean, I was gonna figure that out, but okay, it makes sense now.
yeah,
Now the puppet
this
is talking.
they
We
had
have
a
our
live- a
150th
live
episode
show
right there.
So we had a
Puppet?
chance to go there. Yeah, you should do your 150th video style and have puppets. That would.
No, puppet audio. Puppet audio.
Puppet
audio.
But they were there, so she was like, "We have to go." And here's the conflict we had. We could go see those two guys. We could see two guys working puppets, or we could go to see Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Ooh.
And we were agonizing. It was like, oh God, I want to go to both of these, but it's got to be one or the other. And we opted for puppets instead of learning science and astronomy. So go figure.
Well, you make a good point with that. A lot of this stuff is happening outside of the con because yet again, I saw Sci-Fi had the restaurant and the Hard Rock transformed into their own little thing. Like when I was
Yep.
there, it was Cafe Diem from Eureka, but this time it was just like the Defiance Cafe or something like that.
Defiance Cafe, yeah. And
Yeah.
they had a whole thing for Ender's Game, like a huge tent thing where you could go through and see the sets and everything like that.
Yep.
And
And they had the pirate ship. It docked at port for Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, yep. And McFarlane was on the ship at some point, apparently.
Oh, really?
Todd McFarlane, because I guess he had a hand in the artwork for
They
this
did
new-
like the reveal poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got leaked, and I think it's like a pre-order bonus or something.
I'm sure he was
Yes,
running
so-
around saying, "I am the one running this ship. None of this would exist without me. None of it."
None of it. Yes, I can see that. No, we just happened to pass it. That was our moment of insanity on Friday when we left. We went out to Seaport Village, which is a nice place just a hop, skip, and a jump from the convention center, and then we decided in our insanity, hey, we haven't walked enough. Let's walk all the way back to the convention center around the backside.
Nice.
So, I got my workout. I can't complain.
Yeah,
But there was all kinds of stuff. Just walking along the back way there was all kinds of great things going on that were convention related. Like, they had a giant Lego village.
Mm-hmm.
Like life-size Legos in an area. So we were enjoying the hell out of that. And like they had the Teen Titans, like gigantic balloons. I took some pictures of those, just being a fan of the Teen Titans all these years. They had just all kinds of stuff going on around the convention center. So if you're planning to go, the only thing I can implore you is don't spend every waking minute in the exhibitor hall. It's crowded, it's smelly. There's cool stuff going on outside, and most of it's free. So
yeah. Chris got me a shirt at the Game of Thrones exhibit that they had with House Levenstein printed on it.
Nice.
That's cool.
It's like
Game of Thrones had a huge presence there, so that was good to see too, because I'm loving that series.
She also got to sit on the throne.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although it was not the book accurate throne, because if it was, then she probably would have gotten a couple needles in her ass. But
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we all saw
They did
that.
a thing about the book accurate throne, yeah, and it was not at all what you see in that show.
that,
I
it's
like
like
the
a
show
1,000
version
times
better,
better.
honestly.
well, the show version is let's say more practical.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, 'cause it's like
visually,
a big staircase you have to go up.
I like the show one as compared to the concept art and stuff that they were floating around the internet weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just
definitely.
Just myself.
Well, again, it looks like something you would actually sit on as opposed to something that you would sort of hover over, which is
Yeah, I was
Right.
like, I don't know why anyone would want to sit on that ever.
because in the Game of Thrones, the throne
or
you win
die.
or you die.
and in the Game of Thrones, the throne wins because it pierces you, and then you're on the throne for the rest of your life because there's no moving.
Because you're stuck, yeah.
You're stuck, exactly. Well, let's talk a little bit about news. I mean, now this might be one of the reasons why people say that there is no presence anymore for comics, because there really wasn't a lot of comic book news in particular coming out of the con. But then again, I think publishers have realized that in all the hype of TV and movies and all that it's actually kind of better to put your press release out, say a week beforehand, and then just talk about it at the con as opposed to breaking news specifically at the convention.
Well, between podcasts and the internet in general, anything that gets said at the con is on the net in the next 5 minutes.
Right.
There really is no, hey, this is going to be exciting. I am amazed. The biggest news, of course, was, a certain Caped Crusader is going to be showing up in the next Superman movie.
Wait,
It was
what?
amazing to me they kept that a secret.
Oh my God, Aquaman's going to be there?
Yes, Aquaman will be in the next Superman movie. You've heard it here first. No, just the way they did it. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see the video of how they did it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
amazing. And you could just... It made everybody moist. I don't care who you were watching that. I mean, it was just... All you had to see was that Superman logo and then the Bat logo coming up behind it, and, just...
Hey, I'll admit, my initial response, was like, "Holy fuck!" And then I let everything set in about seeing Man of Steel. But
Yeah.
it's like, wow, that's so awesome. Oh, what if they fuck it up?
No, Superman will just break his neck. Come on, sure.
Oh, man, again.
Hey, I'm not. We're not gonna go into it, Brent. Don't worry about it. I just gotta
No.
reiterate.
That's what Man of Steel would say.
Yeah.
If he broke that. It's like, oh, man, again.
The way I see it
I've
playing
been
out,
practicing.
Yeah, come on.
if they're smart, the way I see this playing out is this is how Kryptonite gets introduced into the Man of Steel world.
Yep.
They didn't bring it into the first one, so if anybody's going to find out about Kryptonite, it's got to be Batman.
Well, pretty much my plan for Man of Steel 2 can still work for this one. Introducing Lex Luthor and having him be, say, like renovating Metropolis. I could actually see competing bids between Lex and Bruce, and Lex perhaps trying to destroy Superman and Bruce coming in. But I still want my first scene to happen, like the one that I posted on Facebook about. Clark is just sitting there at a cafe in Metropolis with all this construction happening in the background, and Bruce just puts a bill down on the table and slides it over to him and says, "Cal, you're never going to be able to afford this on a reporter's salary."
How much was it? Well, it's like 77 billion. Someone calculated
Something like that.
$33 billion.
Yeah.
That's like 3 Iron Man suits.
That's true. They should just cross promote it and have Tony Stark just come in, in a cameo. I got this.
It's okay, man. Stark pick up the chick. Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I mean the big news that was not movie related, I'd say, mostly came out of Marvel. I mean, there was some DC stuff that hit. I know that Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner are going to be doing a Harley Quinn book, which is pretty cool. Amanda Conner is not drawing it though, but I know that. What was it? I think something like 18 artists are going to draw the first issue, and then Harley's going to choose which person continues.
Great.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Well, Brent. I mean, think about it. It's like intentionally that issue of X-Men from years ago that had like 12 artists on it. Only now it's actually happening on purpose.
I mean, gee, let's put Amanda Conner on covers, and people will come to buy her art, but she can't do anything on time, so we'll give it to some other artist. Or 18. How's that?
Well, I mean, Amanda Conner's great, but she is going to become like J. Scott Campbell. She's going to be a cover artist, and that's it.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, what
same
happened
thing.
to J. Scott Campbell's Jeff Loeb Spider-Man book?
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of something that was announced like 2
for
Comic
crying
Cons
out
ago.
loud, the guy that did Secret War is doing a OGN, and he paints the shit faster than J. Scott Campbell's can draw whatever that was, for crying out loud. I was amazed. I was like, wait, this guy's doing what, and it's coming out when?
Yeah.
Huh?
I have 4 words for you.
Spider-Man has a sister? What?
Adam Hughes, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
I want it to so bad, but it'll never happen.
Well, I think he even officially said at this point, like he had a contract for exactly 1 book out of DC, and before Watchmen became that book instead of All Star Wonder Woman. So we're never seeing All Star Wonder Woman. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But
I just want Miller and Lee to finish All Star Batman and Robin.
I'm with you.
I want to finish what you started, guys. Come on.
yeah, I mean, you got to be dense or retarded not to finish that.
He's the goddamn Batman.
Well, Brent, I'll turn to you for this question. Like, what am I missing? What other news came out of Comic-Con that was DC related?
Honestly, man, everything I saw was movie and TV related, and I went to a bunch of different sites. I went to, Comic Vine. I was on Newsarama, Comic Book Resources, Bleeding Cool.
Major Spoilers is another good one, by the way. Put that in your rotation. Majorspoilers.com.
Major Spoilers.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff I saw was like movie and TV stuff.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I read recaps of their panels and stuff like that, but nothing really stuck out. I mean, for crying out loud, Marvel still hasn't announced anything with Miracle Man yet. You know, Jesus Christ.
DC and Marvel were playing the comic news fairly close to the vest. There really wasn't that much exciting stuff.
Image
to be
had their
said.
thing 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
So
At
really
at
wasn't
Image
much
Expo,
to announce.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, and the other thing, even news that like 4 or 5 different sites were reporting was going to break this convention didn't happen. Like, we did not get Marvel Now Phase 2, which people were saying,
Or an X-Force movie.
or an X-Force movie,
Which
or,
I'd be okay with if we never got that.
well, I think it's still happening. It just didn't get announced here because it's still in the planning stages.
I just want them to have a joke where they have like this ridiculously large belt and shoulder pads. Be like, this is our first crack at the uniform, but obviously it doesn't work. Or somebody putting on boots and then being really small, or too small for them. Be like, dude, how tiny are your feet?
How tiny are your feet? Or just have every single person's hand be off screen.
Or every single gun look the same.
Or
Yeah.
And not have any details and just be a cylinder on top of a thing with a trigger.
and if Cable
And
isn't
that's
going to
it.
be in the movie, there has to be at least one joke about Cable or Satellite.
The Rob Liefeld sketch, people. Thank you. There we go.
Bum.
Wow, how big are your man breasts?
Well, this is really sad. I was doing an in-store signing here in Phoenix a while back, and every now and then you get the young budding artist who, will come up with some pages, and they'll be like, "Hey, can you look at these and give me some ideas on what I'm doing wrong?" And I hate that with a passion because I never know what to say, and I always feel like, why don't you talk to these guys on the other side of me who I feel are better artists? But I guess I have that face that kids feel they can come and ask me. So Yeah, he had some good stuff. I told him you should really focus on your anatomy. That's key to any artist, is the ability to understand anatomy. And I showed him some books and see how this artist did this. And then I picked up a Liefeld book and said, don't ever do this. If you ever do this, I swear by the living Christ who made green apples, I will find you and I will kill you. I don't think he had a clue who Rob Liefeld was. So there's hope for the generation. But
That's good, yeah. I mean, Liefeld destroyed not only himself, but other artists who were forced to ape his style. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, just look, and I told him, I said, my kryptonite is hands. I hate drawing them, but I work on hands because you have to. Yeah. Rob never had that problem because look at this panel, hands off the panel. Look at this panel, hands off the panel. Look at this.
Look, there's no feet either.
There's no feet. If he could get them off the panel, he got them off the panel.
Absolutely.
That's cheating.
And we're talking about the 90s here. Let's deviate for like 8 seconds. 3D covers, really?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
hey, they made it real easy not to buy anything, like we said on Facebook today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna get Forever Evil #1, and that's it.
I'm only picking up the Scott Snyder Riddler issue.
See, that one I will wait 2 months for, I guess.
Well, but that's the thing, dude. Like, I'm so far behind on my Batman. I'm not gonna get that for about 4 months. But I've been catching up on shit lately. I've caught up on Unwritten entirely. I caught up on Fables entirely. I'm catching up on X Factor, so I can read that until the end. I'm gonna go through all my comics. I'm gonna find all the Batman issues, and I'm gonna start reading it from the beginning of that damn Joker saga and work my way up and start reading shit. But it's just, man, like the only DC books I'm going to be reading in about 3 months are going to be Vertigo titles.
I've never seen anything plummet the way the New 52 has. The only book that I am still reading in single issue format is Wonder Woman. And that's surprising because if you've been following me on Facebook, Wonder Woman stole a fucking page from Thugs. Thugs is my independent comic that I do with a guy named Stephen Reed. And if you look, they swiped us big time.
Oh, shit.
And I'm coming out and calling him out right now. Brian Azzarello is too talented a writer to need to steal from me. But Steve showed me this and I was like, that's not swiping. And the more I looked at it, the more, you see the cartoons where the red lenses start to come up and I'm like, they swiped us. Oh my God. You're just like, why? You're DC Comics.
Well,
what did they swipe
Robin
specifically?
Williams stealing comedy lines from like an up and coming guy. No.
Like, did they swipe the layout of the page or just the actual jokes?
The panels are almost the exact same size. The graphics are eerily similar. It's basically in ours we've got our character Turbine smacking Ultramaiden, who's our XP of Wonder Woman. On the butt, like saying, hey, baby, let's get at it, and then in the DC comic, Orion is slapping Wonder Woman on the butt, nearly identical pose. And then in the panel underneath it, Ultramaiden is grabbing Turbine in ours and basically threatening to cut it off. And then the next thing, Wonder Woman has a very similar thing where she's right in his face, threatening to cut it off.
Oh, boy.
And I'm just like, there's a part of you that is like, wow, we got swiped by the big boys, and you're kind of like Badge of Honor. But then there's that part of you that's
somebody's reading it, right?
Yeah, but then there's a part of you that's like, I paid money for this. These guys make money doing this. I don't. Why are they stealing from us? They don't need to. They're better than this. Cliff Chang is a better artist than that.
Well, look, on the bright
Go
side,
ahead.
dude, at least it wasn't Greg Land.
Yeah. Well, because then it would be swiped 50 million times after that.
Exactly.
It would show up, and then I'd be in an institution in a straitjacket, just like, fuck.
It's funny. I just watched the season 7 premiere of Deep Space Nine, like right before we started recording. So now I have an image of Cisco in an insane asylum writing out the story of Deep Space Nine. So now I have an image of you doing the same thing. Great.
Oh my God. Well, the thing is, there's really nothing we can do other than to just put the info out there and let people make their own mind up about it.
Exactly.
Because it's like it's such a common enough joke that really you could make the case. Well, we came up with that on our own, and you're stupid. But it's like. I don't know, man. It's so similar that you're just like, I want to believe that they don't need to swipe off us.
Right.
And I really believe they don't. But God, it's so similar.
Well, I mean, the saying is absolutely nothing is original. So who frickin' knows, man? But
yeah, I'm sure if you dig deep enough, Steve and I probably copied that idea off something. So.
Yeah. Well, now I just need to see the page at some point because now I really just want to see it.
Here's my cheap plug. The image is up on the front page of StudioFugazi.com.
All right.
StudioFugazi. You'll have to scroll past my wife, and this is the Sharknado, but it's right underneath that.
All right, awesome. I'll take a look at that once the episode's over and compare.
You can make up your own mind on it, but yeah, it's hilarious. And like I said, we're treating it as badge of honor. Hey, the big boys swiped from us, but also we can't afford good lawyers, so really, there's no point.
Yeah. So that was really the only news that came out of DC. Marvel had a couple of things, but nothing like huge. I mean, Amazing X-Men, I'm actually looking forward to. That's a new Jason Aaron book with Ed McGuinness taking the place of Astonishing X-Men. And the return of Nightcrawler, which is something that I'm thrilled
Double
about.
yawn.
Oh, I like Nightcrawler. I'll check it out for the return of Nightcrawler. But...
Yeah. Well, you're yawning, dude. You don't read Wolverine and the X-Men to begin with.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, you should. I know you've been picking up trade paperback editions on Comixology. I think Wolverine and the X-Men would actually be right up your alley.
Except they don't do that digitally.
They don't do Wolverine and the X-Men trades digitally?
I gotcha.
Exactly.
I don't know if they do, yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You should be able to go on Marvel Unlimited. It's the only thing worth using for the MDCU or whatever it is. It's now in app form, so
Ugh.
I still subscribe to it. It's not smooth, but by God, it's their library for free or for $60 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take that action. I can read that many comics in a year.
Who here was clamoring for Origins 2?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, it's written by Kieran Gillen. I love his Young Avengers right now, and his X-Men work was pretty cool. But at the same time, I don't like his Iron Man. And I'm hoping that this is more like X-Men than Iron Man. Written by
Well, they just put out a Wolverine season 1, so
they did, yeah.
What do you need to do Wolverine as a caveman for? It's the first 5 pages of that book.
But
you know,
our season 1s aren't actually in continuity, right?
Not necessarily, but god damn it, it's unnecessarily. Period.
I know. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, it's a way to jump in on the whole Wolverine action, and have another Wolverine book out there, I guess.
Just in time for the DVD.
Oh yeah.
Well, I went to see the movie. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like the Wolverine. I thought it was good.
Good. I might be seeing it this weekend.
Well, they do the Japanese storyline, which I've always thought was one of the better Wolverine stories.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Claremont and Miller, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I believe so. Yes. And yeah, that was always a really good storyline for him.
So we can stop pussyfooting around the comics shit and actually talk about what we're here to talk about. The movies and TV and yada yada yada. I'll start it off with Arrow. There was news that broke after Comic-Con that I'm going to include in this. But Arrow season 2, they premiered the trailer for that, and it looks like we're getting Black Canary, and yay! We're getting Suicide Squad. And apparently we're getting The Flash?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
The idea being that the Flash will have a guest appearance or so in there and then hopefully get his own show again.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about introducing actual superpowers into the Arrow universe?
It'll be different. It'll be interesting. I think the major thing for this is that either we're going to see Warner Brothers get its shit together with their, live action universe, as you would put it.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel is already inputting in place with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show that, yes, television and movies do exist in the same universe, and Maria Hill's made an appearance in the pilot, apparently, which I'm always glad. I love Colby Smulders. But I guess it'll be indicative of who they cast as the Flash as to whether or not that guy is going to be in the Justice League film or not.
Right.
Well, and I
'Cause
think
if it's a complete unknown as the Flash, then you can very well guarantee that he's a cheap actor, and they can sign him to a 6-year deal and not have to pay him out the yin-yang. But if it's a more known guy, then I would go with the thing that, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, he'll be the Flash in the Justice League movie in a couple years.
Well,
That's the way I'm viewing it, because if they go with a more unknown guy and they do end up making a Justice League movie, then you can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be two separate universes.
Right. Well,
But let me
yeah,
was talking to Jim about this the other day and explained to him how when we had Smallville on the air for 10 years, we couldn't ever get an appearance of young Bruce Wayne because they had the Batman Dark Knight trilogy movies going on. And they barely wanted to, put in Wonder Woman because they thought they were going to launch a movie with her. And so we got these shitty versions of these other characters, So, I don't know. So I have hope that they're doing something similar and that, Snyder and Nolan and Goyer, Golan, I like that nickname.
Golan, let's go with that. Yeah.
Are the brain trust or something, and this news of them meeting with Frank Miller or whatever. I'm not. Jamal Eichel's freaking out on Facebook like it's the end of the world. No offense, Jamal, but I'm just like, it's a meeting for crying out loud.
Yeah,
I mean, they read his book from the Comic-Con. Maybe they just want to say, hey, thanks for writing this book. It was really inspiring us.
Like, hey, remember when you wrote Sin City? That was awesome.
Remember 300? But, I mean, him and Zach are buddies. They did 300 together,
Sure, yeah.
Or at least he had some involvement on that. So I would think very little of that meeting. But
yeah.
I just think whoever they cast as the Flash is going to be very indicative of the continuity of the live action DC universe.
But from the way they made it sound in interviews when asked about like how this would be able to coexist, they made it very clear when they said, well, I think that our version can stand on its own with the movie version. I don't think people are going to be comparing it, which says to me that as usual, Warner Brothers is going to separate things because they don't know how to actually have a cohesive universe going. But that's also
you can't have the Flash and not have superpowers, though. Getting back to that idea of superpowers in Arrow,
right?
You can have the Flash and have him just go up against regular thugs every day.
Mm-hmm.
You got to bring in the rogues, and you got to do the rogues right.
Yeah.
If you don't do the rogues right, your Flash base is just going to disappear.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No,
if Captain Cold isn't awesome, nobody's going to watch this.
Weather Wizard,
Wizard, Mirror Master, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Captain Cold's always been the linchpin. If they don't do him
definitely.
right, then
I think the best career move for Ryan Reynolds would be pull an Alec Baldwin and be the Flash TV show. Done.
Oh God.
I mean, I know he's going to be Barry Allen, not Wally West, but come on. We were dreaming of him as Wally West Flash or the Flash in any incarnation before they miscast him as Green Lantern.
We're just going to get to a point where he's going to have played every single character in the DC universe.
That's okay.
Ryan Reynolds as Batman.
Human Torch and Captain America are the same guy. Why can't Flash and Green Lantern be the same guy?
Right. Yeah. Those were different movie universes, but yeah, no, I get that.
And Chris Evans is weird. Every time I see that he's going to be in a movie, I'm like, oh God, Chris Evans. And then I go see the movie and I love it.
Yeah.
So I've had to make a mental. I've had to make a mental note to myself: stop getting pissed at Chris Evans for being Chris Evans. He's a really good actor. Just let it go.
What was the? I forget the name of the movie where he's in space with the sun and everything.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. Thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
There's that one. He has like a cameo in Scott Pilgrim and damn near steals the whole thing.
Yep.
There's every time I've seen him in something, it's like, oh, Chris Evans. And then I see it and I'm like, why do you hate this guy? He's done nothing to you. Leave him alone.
It's because he's pretty. We hate him because he's pretty.
Yeah, he's pretty and I'm not. So there it is. That's what it is.
Mandy loves him, so I'm pretty much bound to see everything that he's in, but it also guarantees her going to see every Marvel movie he's in. So it's good and bad.
Well, it is so much fun right now to have all these great comic book movies and there's no way I can say this without it sounding wrong, with great looking guys in it.
Yeah.
Because my wife loves Thor, Chris Hemsworth. It's like, oh, a new Thor movie. We're going, no problem. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm going for Thor. She's going for the hopeful shirtless scene,
Right.
But then what's funny is my sister-in-law hates Thor, will not go see Thor because she thinks Chris Hemsworth is gross. But Robert Downey Jr., by God, she'll be there in the front row.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been kind of interesting. You have all these comic book movies and as a kid, I'm like, God, I wish there would be some day where we'd get great comic book movies, and you never envisioned all these women going. Because as we all know, women don't read comics, right? We all know that.
Yeah, sure.
Right,
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on Tumblr? Enough said.
Yeah. Enough said. Yeah. No, I mean, but that to me is what's been so much fun is watching like my sister-in-law, who knows nothing about comics, actually taking an interest in hearing. Okay, now the guy that Robert Downey Jr. beat the crap out of, who was that? Okay, that's Whiplash, and Whiplash was such and such. And
God, I had to do that for so many people at my job after seeing.
It's so much fun.
It's fun until they start asking you everything, and then you're like, I'd rather just be sitting here doing something else right now than explaining the intricacies.
I keep a white wizard beard and a white long-haired wig. So I just sit there when they come back. Knew you'd come. Yes. Let me impart this to you now.
Can I go to the bathroom? Thou shalt not pass.
Gas. Okay. There's
Boot.
that too. But yeah, it's
lowbrow humor here on Comic Timing, as always.
it's just great because it's like, okay, so I stayed, like you said, after the credits. What the hell was that? Okay, so that was a cosmic cube, and that's going to play a big role in the next movie.
Wrong. Ultron.
Yeah, it's Ultron all the way.
Yep. My favorite will always be I think it was on Bleeding Cool where I think Rich Johnston behind him heard the words, "Yo, I can't believe Hellboy was at the end of that Avengers movie."
You just want to smack him, don't you?
Yeah. Well, since
I'm angry, but that is something that was broken at Comic-Con that I guess we didn't really talk about. They're skipping Thanos. They're going to go to Ultron next.
Well, we're certainly getting there. Yeah. I think. And you know what? Yeah, we'll touch on the Marvel movies first, and then we'll roll over to DC. We'll start with since you mentioned Chris Evans, a lot came out about the Winter Soldier movie, and from the way they're describing this and from the cast, we're almost getting a straight adaptation here of Brubaker's Winter Soldier.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to go wrong with that? That's Brubaker.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
you don't need it. I've always maintained if they wanted the perfect Justice League movie, they need to pick up Mark Waid and Brian Augustin's JLA Year One. Plop it down on everybody's desk and say, make this the movie.
Yeah.
You're over the whole fear of having Superman, Batman, whoever in it, because they're not in this.
Right.
But it's a hell of a great story. You introduce damn near everybody in the DCU.
By doing that, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Well, and with this here, I mean, the Winter Soldier storyline is just such a cinematic storyline to begin with the art and the story that was told in it. That I mean. People say that comics are today's that they're today's storyboards, and that is exactly what you're getting.
Absolutely.
Out of the Winter Soldier story. I mean, Brent, thrilled or what with the news coming out of here?
I'm interested to see it. I don't remember what Winter Falcon. No, actually, I think the Falcon was in it.
Yep, Falcon was in it.
So I guess maybe it is a straight adaptation. I'm interested to see how the political thriller angle carries out. Because if you remember, we had the Red Skull mind in that other guy's head bending shit.
Oh yeah.
In that first story arc. So I don't think that's going to be there. But I'll be interested to see how what they have the Winter Soldier doing, which won't be. I'm thinking that won't be a literal translation.
Yeah.
The rest, the big idea is, hey, we got Sharon Carter. Here's, I don't remember Black Widow, but here's Black Widow. We like her. Here's Falcon and all these other things. Here's Winter Soldier. He's Bucky. And what are they doing?
Well, I mean, Black Widow at least plays into the the Winter Soldier part of it, since her and Bucky did have a relationship, and one trained the other at one point in their lives. So it does sort of make sense for her to be there. But yeah, you're right. That is taking liberties with the original story, even if it's not, even if it is the case further down the road.
Yeah, but that's fine with me. I mean, I think it's pretty damn cool that there's such a recent comic book story and a good one at that.
Yep,
it's going to be a adapted, so to speak, more in the way that I think adaptation should happen, and less in the way that the DC animated universe has been doing them.
Yeah.
Well, Captain America, of the 3 movies that came out, to anticipate the Avengers movie, was my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah.
Of Thor, and I think there was that the second Iron Man. I was Captain America was the one that I was like, yeah, that was pleasantly surprising. Whoa, something exploded.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think that was my my mic there.
No, I was like, oh my god, what happened?
But no, it was a great movie, and I feel like they're just going to be building upon things with the second one here, and we're gonna get more of a nuanced Captain America. Getting used to the new age that he's in, while at the same time being haunted by his past here with Bucky. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Well, and it goes back to my man crush on Chris Evans too, I guess. So in the closet about him, that's just the way it is.
Well, speaking of man crushes, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, holy crap! The bulking up that has been done for this movie.
I'm boycotting it because Mantis is not in it.
Oh,
Not really. Sorry, I love Mantis. So I did a sketch cover for a convention one time. I got a Guardians of the Galaxy, and I put Mantis on the front, basically saying, "Thanks a lot, Bendis, for not putting her in there."
Well, look, I mean, Mantis is one of those characters that just has such a heavy backstory.
Oh yeah. I know she would be tough to pull off in the movie anyway.
Yeah, but mind you,
doesn't mean we don't have our favorites.
Yeah, they are somehow pulling off Rocket Raccoon and Groot. So.
Yeah, I think Groot is going to be the fan favorite that everybody's going to be cheering for. I mean, I don't think I've met anybody that doesn't love Groot from the Abnett and Lanning series, and even before that. So yeah, I think Groot's going to be the runaway favorite. Maybe Rocket Raccoon too. But
What do you think, Groot? I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Okay, all right, thank you. Maybe that's what Vin Diesel is playing.
Oh,
I would just love it if he just said Groot rather than I am Groot.
Yeah.
Just like the Entish in the Lord of the Rings.
Groot. See, now I'm just imagining Yoda's voice for some reason. Groot. To get Frank Oz in there, do some Groot action.
Or just have him holding Rocket Raccoon and going, but then again, you are very small. Do the whole Ent thing like you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, Chris Pratt. Going from flabby Chris Pratt back to in shape Chris Pratt to play the role of that he is in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's hard to hate the casting in this. I mean, with Kieran Gillen in there, with her shaved head, and sorry, Karen Gillan, not Kieran Gillen. Got to pronounce that properly there. It's looking like it could be pretty cool. I mean, obviously, we're not going to get to see any of the footage that came out of Comic-Con because we're not privileged. But yeah, it's looking like this might actually avoid being awkward, like some people were pegging it as, with the the Rocket Raccoon and the Groot action going on there in the space.
The hardest sell for this is going to be just like Ant-Man is going to be. When I mentioned that the next movie's coming out, we're going to be Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man, my brother-in-law basically was like, who and what?
Yeah.
And that's going to be the hard sell. Everybody knows Captain America. Everybody knows Thor. Everybody knows, whatever. Guardians of the Galaxy, if you don't know what it is, sounds like a horrible Saturday morning, cartoon.
Right.
It doesn't sound like something that's like, oh, this was a comic book. If you don't know the comic book world, you're probably not going to, be like, oh, well, I think we can wait for the DVD on this one.
Yeah. And Chris Pratt playing Star-Lord, it just sounds like one of those things you'd watch on Saturday with your cereal in your pocket or whatever.
Right. I mean, the 3 people on this podcast will be there day one to see it. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
But will the rest of America show up? That's the big question.
Well, I'm not a Guardians man. I'm not sold on this. I like the cast. I just think it's very interesting that.
See it.
Well, I'll see it. I don't know if I'll be there day one, but
I'm not going to come out to the East Coast to make you go. So.
But
okay,
Brent, Glenn Close as Nova Prime.
Fantastic. The Nova costumes at the Comic-Con look like shit.
Really?
Did you see the guys guarding the? Oh yeah, come on.
I actually didn't. I actually didn't mind the one that was in the case. Like, I mean,
No.
it basically looked.
No.
What?
The Nova costumes. There were guys dressed as Nova Corps people standing beside the stuff from the movie, which looked good. But the guys in the Nova costumes, I didn't love.
See, the only one that I saw was one that was behind a glass case. I didn't actually see any of the dudes dressed as as Nova. So, also, I'm assuming those weren't like a quote unquote official costumes.
Yeah, probably not.
You know, like they were just
I don't know.
hired to look like
Basically,
they
they kind of messed with the helmet a little bit, and the big red star, or 4-pointed, 3-pointed, 5-pointed, whatever the fuck it ends up being.
Mhm.
I think that's how they get rank.
Yeah.
Is more of like paint on the nose guard, and then they have chin straps like Captain America, which I thought was lame, and basically it's like a big flak jacket that's painted and sculpted to look semi-cool, which didn't work for them.
Well,
That's
I'm sure it'll look cooler on screen with a whole bunch of special effects.
well,
And
I'm saying it's. I hope that that's not what they end up looking like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
shit. Well,
But
we'll see.
for me, what I was, all these guys are being announced as their characters, and I'm like, who? I mean, the fact that the bald girl is playing some other bald girl and not Moondragon, and there's not, the villain isn't like Terrax or any of the more known cosmic villains. They're the Collector, and I don't know who Jaimon Hunsu is playing. I've never heard of that guy before. So it's really
Jaimin Hansu
it's a big
was
risk.
Mr. Akko from Lost, I think.
No.
yes,
I don't know who.
I think
He's talking about Korath
No.
the Pursuer, the one he's actually playing in the movie.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I gotcha. Okay.
No. The guy from Lost is long. He's got a much longer African name.
Yeah.
Ejimon Ekoluka Bakawa, something like that. It starts with an A, and the last one starts with an E.
I like how you almost
Anyway.
got the word baklava in there.
Sorry,
That's Russian African.
I think his first name is like Anjave. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that'll be the most interesting Marvel movie, when it comes out, because like Iron Man, I think it'll be the biggest risk they have taken so far.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, it'll definitely. These second tier movies are really going to be the proof of the pudding, and it's either going to push Marvel right over the top to where they can do whatever the hell they want, or it's going to force them to pull up stakes a little bit and say, maybe we should put out another Iron Man movie and pay Robert Downey Jr. whatever he wants, and
$100 million.
yeah,
Yeah.
get him back in the suit. And
So let's we'll work our way up to scale here. I mean, Thor we don't really need to talk about because that's coming out soon, and we'll see it soon enough. So so be it. But yeah, Avengers is
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, yeah. Which immediately, once I saw people on Twitter blowing up like, "Oh my God, they're doing a movie based on a horrible piece of shit comic." I'm like, "What the? You're fucking idiots if you think it's actually going to be based on Age of Ultron." I mean, it's a really, really cool name. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to have anything to do with the storyline. And, Joss Whedon came out like the next day and said, yes, it's going to have absolutely nothing to do with the storyline because it doesn't make sense to do that in a movie, especially as a second
there's
Avengers
no Hank
movie.
Pym.
They haven't introduced Hank Pym yet. Yeah, they got to do that first.
Right.
He's got to smack the Wasp around a little bit. And
And both
we got to have some wife beating, and you know,
and both Wolverine and Invisible Woman are with other companies.
yeah,
So to actually do Age of Ultron, they'd have to change every single character.
yeah.
But yeah. So what do you guys think about going the Ultron route as opposed to Thanos? Because it's possible we might get Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy anyway. Like I'm
Well,
not 100.
they have teased Thanos versus the Avengers, and they better deliver. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, you don't put a tease like that out there and say, "Oh, just psych." No, because Thanos fans like myself will find you, and we don't have a lot of. We have a certain set of skills. We don't bathe, and we have bad hygiene. But we will find you, and we will kill you.
I think it'll be Avengers 3 for Thanos.
Probably, they're probably built. I think they need to fight something like Ultron. Like Ultron's a good building block.
Yeah.
Ultron can kick the crap out of you, but you can beat him. Now Thanos is a god.
Right.
So, the problem is, where do you go after you beat Thanos?
I'm kind of wondering if Avengers 3 is going to be the ginormous movie franchise completer like Avengers was for those first 5.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're going to have Guardians and Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, and just as much money as they're going to make from Avengers 2, they're going to use that to pay all the salaries of these actors to be in Avengers 3.
No kidding.
And it's
Yeah.
going to be a huge universe crossover. I think that would be very cool and astounding. I would be excited to see that. You know,
Well, that's
just
the
to
thing.
pay
I
off
mean,
everybody, because it would pay off everybody who's gone and seen all the movies. And then if you missed one and Guardians of the Galaxy show up or Ant-Man, it would make you go back and get the Blu-ray or check it out.
Yup.
Because maybe you fall in love with them in this movie. I think that'd
my
be
goodness,
very interesting.
heads are going to explode at Avengers 3. They have to. You know, I mean, if people don't die upon seeing it, then they failed. You know, that's the expectations they're setting up.
Especially with Vin Diesel as Vision. I think that's gonna.
Well, that might work actually. I'm not gonna badmouth that. That could actually work.
I actually still want to see, and I mean, I know we're not going to get it more than likely, but I have thought for a while now that Vin Diesel would play a good Kang.
See, if they're going to get somebody to play a robot, the most wooden actor I know is Hayden Christensen. And he should be the robot.
Oh, wow.
You know what? He could use the career boost. I think that would be.
Exactly. He hasn't done anything.
And hey, if we wind up getting Natalie Portman back for a few more movies, we could have the two of them on screen for the first time in a while. So why not? Vision and Jane start a relationship. Star Wars coming back.
Star Wars coming back! Yay!
Yeah, all right, woo! But I mean, when the news broke, I was happy because Ultron's always been one of my favorite Avengers villains, and I feel like this is going to work really well as a strength. I just, you know, like we've been saying here, it better be building somewhere bigger than Ultron because, you know, you have to go bigger than Ultron. Mm-hmm. You know, Ultron is that villain. That leads to further members of the Avengers team. It doesn't necessarily. It's not your big bad. You know, it's not your world-ending threat. No matter what Marvel wanted out of Age of Ultron, because it didn't work for that aspect. But you know, for the movie itself, we'll see some destruction. Probably won't see any aliens this time around, and maybe in the last scene we'll see Hank Pym introduced.
Maybe.
Wouldn't surprise me. But
well, or if you've got the Vision, that's who he's based off of. Is
right.
You know, Hank Pym. You could probably bring Jocasta in if anybody knows who she is. You know, or cares.
Nobody knows who the hell Star-Lord is. Why wouldn't you bring in Jocasta?
It's such a slippery slope because if you're going to bring Ultron in, you have to bring Hank Pym in. He created him.
But what they're saying is that, and according to the Joss Whedon interview, is that they're actually going to wind up having Ultron created by existing Avengers. So what I assume is probably going to wind up happening here is something along the lines of Bruce and Tony co-creating Ultron as opposed to Hank.
Gotcha.
Which makes sense because they are big brains to begin with, so it could be like an Iron Man armor gone wrong or something like that.
Has Ultron ever
a lot of people
fought
are
the Hulk?
speculating. A lot of people are speculating it's Jarvis
That's
in an Iron Man
too.
armor.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Which,
Yeah.
if you read about the tease that they had, it was Iron Man's helmet being crushed and turned into Ultron. I think that's very indicative right there. Very
that
literally,
could
if
be-
that's their plan, that would be a really cool tease to have.
That would be pretty cool. And to answer your question, Al, it's happened a couple times, but not specifically Hulk and Ultron. It's been Hulk as
Yeah.
a member of the Avengers versus Ultron.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, it seems like Hulk could smash, but we'll have to see.
Hulk can smash anything.
Yeah.
Hulk could smash a moon if he really wanted to.
That was the thing about the Avengers is all I was thinking as I was watching is why didn't we start with Mark Ruffalo as Banner? Why didn't the other two movies just have him? Why?
Because
I liked Ed Norton's.
You can sell a movie with Mark Ruffalo. You can sell an ensemble with Mark Ruffalo.
Right.
Yeah.
Shuffle off,
Yeah.
Ruffalo. I mean, look, it's not anything that you can really sell it on. But no, I liked Ed Norton as Hulk as well.
I enjoyed that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
It's like
Only he wasn't such a colossal dick.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, now they're saying that they'll do a Hulk movie in Phase 3. So who knows what's going to wind up.
I would like
I
to see,
doubt
I
it.
would like to see him. I'd like to see him try it. I'd like to see him give
I
us
don't know.
something.
They had, to me, I think Hulk would be. That's one of those things. You know, it's already been proven on TV in the '70s. You could possibly do it again in the 2000s. And you tried two movies with two different actors. I don't know if they would risk a third. I think they would go. Well, you know, we've done it twice.
Yeah.
Let's do something different.
So get
Or
get
do
Ruffalo
one
to,
of the
switch
ones-
over to TV. Switch him over to TV. Have him be in a Hulk TV show.
Well, do one of the one shots. Do Future Imperfect, or do. You couldn't really do Planet Hulk because we all like this Hulk. So,
Right.
so you can't have Planet Hulk or World War Hulk or.
Dude, I would love Planet Hulk movie.
Well, so would I, but I don't see how they pull it off unless it's like. Because then you've got Robert Downey Jr. being kind of the dick, and
Yeah.
nobody's going to like that.
The only way that that's going to happen is if Avengers 3 ends with Hulk going on a savage rampage. That's
Yeah.
it. I mean, you would have to completely turn around the character from where he's been in the last couple of times we've seen him to make
Easy.
him into an out of
Infinity
control.
Gems.
Yeah,
Can't you mind control with the Infinity Gems?
right. But if it's mind control, they're not going to send him away somewhere
Yeah,
because
they don't
mind
have to
control
know.
wears off.
They don't have to know.
Yeah, all right. Well, who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
All right.
Well,
All right.
what we do know is that Batman's going to be in the next Superman movie.
Yes, back to Batman.
Yeah, so that happened.
One man who beat you. Sorry, I just have to do my
It's-
Batman.
That's fine. My parents are dead.
My parents are dead.
Swear to me. Yeah, a good idea, bad idea, somewhere in the middle idea.
It was bound to happen. Let's do it while I'm still alive to see it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Rather than
that's my
jumping
take on
into, I think they want to get. If I were them, I'd want to get to a Justice League movie as fast as possible, with the Avengers 2 on the horizon.
Yeah.
And if this is the way that they can do it without just jumping straight into it, then fine.
Yeah.
If this is the bridge that you need, the two tentpole franchises, and after your Justice League is plausible, great, let's do it. I want to see a Justice League movie as fast as possible, quite honestly.
Yeah.
As long as this Batman is good. But I think for Warner Brothers needs to get its house in order.
Oh my God.
Number
yes.
one.
Yeah.
And if this will either make or break that idea.
Well, do you continue off of established Batman, or do you start from square one?
No. I don't think you do. There have been so many interviews and stuff like that Nolan has said he's done with Batman, even though he's producing Man of Steel.
Yeah, exactly.
Christian
exactly.
Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale has come out and said he is absolutely done
Right.
with Batman.
But could you do Nolan's universe without Christian Bale?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
I think all
For
you've
there
got to
to
do
be a
is
different guy other than Bruce Wayne in the Batsuit for the very first Justice League movie doesn't make sense. It's the exact same reason why you had DC bringing all of its heroes back in the comics. We brought back Barry Allen, we brought back Hal Jordan. We wanted to get to these classic characters so that when you make the movies with the classic characters, those are the people that are in the comics.
Right, because no one could ever possibly like any other version of the character.
Absolutely.
But yeah, because DC is stupid.
It's smart though. I think from a brand wise, having all of your brands and lines aligned makes sense.
Right, I completely agree with you. People
as a
got to
big
know John
overarching
Stewart and Wally West, and then they went back to Barry Allen and Hal Jordan. So I think that's a great idea. I'm
with you, man. I like Kyle. I don't like what they're doing with him, but I mean,
Yeah.
from a company point of view, if you're going to go and be this transmedia company and launch merchandise and movies and TV shows and
I
all
hear
these
ya,
different
I hear ya.
things, it just makes sense.
Yeah, but DC was always about legacies, and now they're almost like, oh shit, that worked for Marvel. We should really not be what we were.
I gotta maintain that they were about legacies until Marvel was bought by Disney. Then I think that's when kind of things probably happened a little bit before then. But I think that's kind of what kicked the ass in gear because Disney knows how to make money. They know what they're doing, and once they bought Marvel, I think Warner Brothers kind of took notice and said, you know what, if Disney's investing in this company, then we got to get our ship in ship shape.
Yeah. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much else that I can add to that as far as I'm just happy we're seeing these movies made.
Yeah.
Growing up, all I was like was, God, it would be great if they would make movies of all these comics, and now they are. So, yeah, some of them aren't that great, but I'll still take them. They're making them.
Right.
I don't care what they have to do to get to that point. Just get to that point. I purposefully keep myself in the dark about almost every comic book movie, which is not easy to do given how much time I spend on the internet.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, well, I heard this is going to happen and I'll run away, get the window off, whatever, to, not find out about it. When I went into the Wolverine, all I knew was it was the Japanese storyline. I didn't know anything else. I knew Lady Viper and Silver Samurai were in it. That was it.
Okay.
I went in with no preconceived anything, and that's how I like to go into movies.
Mm-hmm.
Is, if I learn too much about a movie, it's not fun for me anymore.
That makes
That's
sense.
Well, that's why at the end of the Avengers, when, the face, it's like courting death, and I see Thanos turn around, a 300-pound, 44-year-old man screamed like a schoolgirl in the third row, and everybody around him was like, the fuck is wrong with that guy?
It's a purple guy.
Yeah. Well, no, they were looking at me. They were like, what is wrong with him? And I was like, Thanos! Ow! And they were just like, I think that guy came. I'm not sure. I mean, holy crap.
I saw it. I saw it with Raph, so you can only imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure he did the same thing. Yeah.
I almost want to go back in time and see Man of Steel with Raph just so I can watch him cry and collect his tears and do like that South Park episode and put it in his soup.
Yeah. Oh, I love that episode. Scott Tenorman must die.
Yes.
That's the best South Park episode ever.
Although I just think of the Kids in the Hall sketch where that guy is serving his friend soup and he's like, "Wow, this is really good. What's in it? Here, have some more." "Oh, wow, this is really tasty. It's something salty in it. What is it? Go ahead, have some more." So what is it? "It's my own cut," and then cut.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's going to have to be done right. It's going to have to be a damn good movie. It's going to have to make me forget that Man of Steel ever fucking happened for me to really enjoy, Superman, Batman. I mean, I'm sure that the 8-year-old kid in me is going to just squeal at the fact that there's going to be Superman and Batman in the same movie on a screen that's not animated.
Oh, yeah.
But again, give me enough story building to Justice League and have it feel like the characters, and I'll be thrilled.
I'm just hoping that they don't have to go back and retell Batman's origin.
Oh, there's no reason to.
I do too.
It's a new Batman, so we better retell the origin in case nobody knows.
No,
Just put a sign up right at the beginning. There's a guy named Batman. When he was a kid, his parents were shot and killed in front of him, and that's why he became Batman. Okay, moving on.
Right. Well,
That's all we need.
or similar to what they did with the movie, The Incredible Hulk. Actually,
Yeah.
Since we were just talking about that, I mean, they had a semi-origin in the first 2 minutes of the film to catch people up who hadn't seen the first Hulk movie, and bam,
We're
that's
bored
it.
to tears by the first Hulk movie. So
Yeah.
Edit that there.
And,
My favorite
do it in
memory. My
flashback.
favorite memory of the first Hulk movie. This is great. We
Yeah.
go and we go opening day to the Hulk movie. And this is Ang Lee's one. The horror.
The poop.
God, I hate that so much.
The poopy one.
Sorry, but we're there and it's so cute. These grandparents had taken their, I'm gonna say, 4 or 5-year-old kid to see it, and they're sitting behind us. And all through the movie, the kid is trying to contain his excitement because all he wants is to see the Huck come out. When does he? I want to see the Huck. When does he become the Huck? And at some point he just starts going rah, because I guess all he knows about the Hulk is it's gonna big green guy gonna smash the guy. And if you know the movie, you don't see the Hulk for the first frickin' hour. And so finally, about the first hour, his voice gets a little more desperate, and he's like, "When's he gonna become the Hulk?" And I turned around and I was like, "I'm with you, kid. I am with you on this." And the grandparents are like, "We're sorry he's making so much noise." I'm like, "No, I'm mad too. I want to see the Hulk.
No, you want to see the Huck.
I want to see the Hulk." Yeah. It was so cute. And I'm like, normally talking in the movies will set me off, but I'm like, "No, I'm with you, kid. This is still, my God."
See, I would have been in the same boat as you. That wasn't like the autistic kid sitting behind me in Avengers. In Iron Man 3, who whenever Iron Man wasn't on the screen, started having a pissy fit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, my buddy Steve Reed, aka Flint Lockjaw, hopefully won't mind me sharing the story. He doesn't like going to the movies, and there's a very good reason. Mm-hmm. he went to this movie. I forget what the movie was, but this kid just would not shut up. And it wasn't like, just talk. He would just keep going, and would kick his chair
Oh God.
for no reason.
Yep.
And for those of you that have met Steve or have talked to him before, he's Irish. He's an American citizen now,
Yep.
but he's Irish. He's known, they're known for their patience. So finally he turns around. Aye, are you fucking retarded? And the kid was. And so he sat back in his chair and was like, oh, shit.
Raph and me, Christmas Day, 2 years back, Tintin. Almost the exact same experience. Yep.
Oh, man.
Exact same thing. He turns around, and it's an autistic kid and a 3D movie with a whole bunch of moving shit.
God. Wow.
Bad idea.
Well, we had a baby at the Wolverine. I was, just amazed. It's like, yeah, because that's what I think a baby would like to see is, Wolverine killing a bunch of ninjas.
Well, the reason you bring the baby is that if the movie is shit, you can throw the baby at the screen.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Before we get back to the Comic-Con experience, 'cause I want to talk about some of the other panels you went to and stuff like that, and perhaps get the Sharknado's experiences in one way or the other.
Yes.
Any other Comic-Con news that came out that struck either of your fancy that we haven't already touched on? Because we already talked about the big shit. Anything else that happened? Brent, anything?
Not really. I mean, you could discuss every movie that's coming out, but I think what was most exciting was maybe the Days of Future Past
Oh yeah.
panel.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff going on sounds, everything I read and the footage descriptions makes it sound like a really, really, really badass movie. So
We're getting
And-
Bishop, and I'm the only person excited by that.
I'm at least maybe 3.43% excited that we're getting Bishop.
I am one of the 5 Bishop fans on the planet, and I am one of the 10 Scott Summers fans on the planet. I love that reaction. People are like, "You like Cyclops?" I love Cyclops, and they're like, "Get away from me! You're sick. You're demented. He's an asshole." And I'm like, "That's why I love him."
Even current, you're an Uncle Tom from Mutants Cyclops. Like you like current Cyclops.
I just think it's the chickens coming home to roost right there. I think it's just he's been wanting to do this for years.
Yeah. I could see that.
Oh.
Days of Future Past was pretty awesome news. I think one of the other cool things that came out, I mean, even though it wasn't the news we were looking for, Bruce Timm is going to be doing Superman short to celebrate the anniversary. So that's pretty cool. Animated short that I guess is going to be, I assume, airing during DC Nation, going through the years of Superman.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's what I heard.
that's pretty cool.
There will be more Super Best Friends Forever, although I don't know if you follow that at all. That's the Lauren Faust
Yep.
cartoon. She did My Little Pony, and then she moved on to do a Super Best Friends Forever. And this was actually bad news as far as somebody in marketing, whoever did this, because they basically took Super Best Friends Forever, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think was very popular with the female audience because it had different body types
Right.
for each of the characters. You actually had a somewhat pudgy looking Supergirl, which was nice to see as far as, there are women out there who do have body issues and stuff like that. Well, apparently, screw that. We've decided to make them all look like brats, and they all wear dresses, and they're all going to wear, like, Supergirl wears pink now because girls like pink. And, all stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not a girl, but if I was one, I'd be outraged. But, maybe not.
I saw those as well. They looked kind of look fugly. That's the best way to describe it. That the designs were not very attractive, even if they did pretty them up, quote unquote. And,
I'm sure. Well, and they're all like badly in need of a sandwich and
yeah.
Stuff like that. It's just like that's such a shame because I think that was the beauty of Super Best Friends Forever is like Batgirl had daddy issues and Supergirl had weight issues and Wonder Girl had the older sister who was going to be cooler than she will ever be.
Well, maybe they'll have accessories like sandwiches. I mean, maybe that's
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're going on here.
That was the one con exclusive that I tried really hard to get was the Super Best Friends Forever set, and
Yeah.
there was one of those where you had to go wait in a line to get a wristband to go wait in another line to
Yep.
get a to wait in that line to get another thing. And for some reason on the last day, I just walked up and I was like, hey, can I have one of those? Yeah. And I was like, oh, fucking hey, that worked. I didn't know that worked.
I guess they had leftovers.
They had leftovers. I don't know that it went as well
Sweet.
as they thought. So
I mean, I did that for C2E2. I still have some of the I have an extra set still of the White Lantern, Sinestro, and Black Lantern Hal Jordan. I got it like 3 C2E2s ago. Still lying around to be sold to somebody someday. We shall see. Yeah, so that's kind of it on the news end. Everything everybody else has covered news, so you can head to Comic Geek Speak or any other website to do that. I just want to more focus on the rest of the experience that you had. What panels did you hit up? What else did you do at Comic-Con to make your amount of money you spent worth it?
I'll tell you what. Can I cut in here real quick?
Sure.
Okay, I don't want to run the show. My wife, who is the Sharknado, has to go walk the dog.
All
so
right.
can we put her on real quick
By
and
all
change
means.
gears?
Yes.
All right, I'll build up to it. I'll even save you the trouble.
All right.
While we were at Comic-Con, my wife and I got this crazy idea because there was this movie called Sharknado. No
should
doubt you
name
have
her.
heard of it. Yes, I will. My wife is named Michelle Snyder, so I've said that. And they're prompting me, hun. She's over here watching me make an ass of myself. But we got the idea of, hey, somebody's probably going to go to that convention as the Sharknado. And then we got to talking, how would you do that? How would you make a costume of the Sharknado? And I started talking. I was like, well, you could take a tomato cage and you could put some cloth around it. And then we just kind of looked at each other and we were like, let's get to Joann's and do this before anybody else does. So my wife just spent the 2 days before the con putting together this Sharknado outfit. And I am going to take off my headset and let her talk to you guys for a little bit about her experience as the Sharknado. So here she is, Michelle Snyder, the Sharknado lady, who you have seen on the internet and places otherwise. So here she is, guys.
Hey, Michelle.
Hello.
Hey, I'm Ian. Brent is somewhere. Brent, you still there?
I'm still there. You're getting fuzzy.
Ooh, you got all Cylon-y on me, man.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing on my end.
That's very weird. Try unplugging your headset and plug it back in. Give us 1 second here.
No problem.
All right.
Hello.
Nope, still the same. Poops. All right, try. You want to try calling me back?
Yeah,
All right, cool. All right.
it's my computer.
All right, that's fine. Well, I'll talk to you a little bit while Brent gets his shite together.
Okay.
So how did it feel being the talk of the con?
It was kind of bizarre because I assumed somebody would have come as a Sharknado, or eventually, not on like Thursday, but at least by Saturday, somebody else would have been there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was going to be some gal, with a bra and some sharks spinning around. I swear, I was like, it's, but nobody did. And it was really weird. And I had people come up to me, and I had this foreign kid come up to me, and he goes, you are the Sharknado girl. And I'm like, yes, I am. And you are trending on Twitter, and you're on Tumblr. And I'm like, yay. So he wanted to take a picture with me, but I was like, okay, this is getting weird now.
Well,
Now this is
it's
getting
like,
weird.
congratulations. Every single year, there's at least one unexpected cosplay.
Cosplay, yeah.
Like you were it for the year.
I was it. Yeah, I was it. It was fun. I didn't realize how many people would or how many people enjoyed it. That was the kind of the funny part. It was like I got 2 or 3 people. They'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go, "Oh, Sharknado!" Ha ha ha. No, they were just all crazy, and everybody was so nice. They're like, "Can I take a picture with you?" Like, sure. I'm dressed up as a Sharknado. Yeah, go ahead, take a picture with me. Like I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
you know.
come on. And I mean, you wound up on MTV Geek and CBR and Bleeding Cool. You were freaking everywhere.
I have not even seen all the places that I have ended up on. Every day I find another one, and every so often, and the funny part is even on the tram home,
Mm-hmm.
somebody took a Twitter picture of me with the Sharknado hat off.
Nice.
totally wasted. I'm just so tired. They're like, oh, somebody had a really cool Sharknado thing, and then it was posted on like Twitter in the next like hour or something. And my husband's like, dude, that was just an hour ago. We're going home, man. What is this?
So did any creators or celebrities or anybody that?
Yes, I met actually this. I think it was the CFO or CEO of Sci-Fi Channel.
Nice.
I met several people from Asylum that work there. I had people that, oh yeah, I did some of the art on that, or I did some of these special effects on that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, and good job. Well, no, but it was weird. I met just all sorts of people that just would come up to me and like, I worked for Sci-Fi Channel, and I just need to get your picture and put it on Twitter, or I work for this and I did something for the, or my buddy does this on the movie. It was just so funny. It was great. I met the director, the head producer, and everybody. God. One of the actors, I can't remember his name. He's John Hurd, the older guy.
Okay.
I just know him as that guy that's always in those movies.
You mean it wasn't Ian Ziering?
No, it wasn't. He wasn't there. Oh man. And so it was really neat to meet all these people. They were just so happy, just kind of like, I know, it was just a joke though. I kind of felt like it was a really bad movie, guys. You shouldn't be proud of this, but it's,
Have you cosplayed to cons before, or was this your first time?
Not really. I haven't never done a cosplay costume. I've dressed up a little, like just quirky. Mm-hmm. Because at con you can actually be yourself.
Sure.
So, but I've never cosplayed it as anything. So this was the first time. And I thought it was awesome because I didn't have to show my breasts or anything. So I thought, well, I'm going to suck. And apparently I was all over the internet.
Well,
so,
we'll see that's one of the good reasons to be all over the internet.
Exactly. I was like, oh, good. I didn't have to do anything.
So are you going to have to top yourself next time around, or?
Well, I think Sharknado 2 is going to be out with like the next month or so, so I don't think that'll be at a con.
Because that's the turnaround for a movie like Sharknado. They can make it in like a month.
Exactly. That's really horrible. And the thing is that I've been dragging the headdress around. So we went to a signing, like a comic book kind of event at a Hero Comics in Phoenix. So I bring the headdress and I sit it down. And there were actually people that showed up and went, I saw that on the internet. Oh my God. And they started taking pictures of it. And I'm like, you serious? This keeps going.
See, someday it'll be you and the Chocolate Rain guy, just standing there, like, I was internet famous for actually 12 minutes.
Exactly. It's gonna be me, the rainbow guy, the cat. The weird thing is when you go to Icon Has Cheeseburger, the meme section, you look up Sharknado and images for Sharknado meme. I am one of those images.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done. I'm a meme. I'm it.
Drop the mic and walk away at that point.
I know, exactly. Just, I'm done. I can't top this.
Well, I'm glad you were the talk of the town, and here's to more successful cosplays in the future.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna try to drag the headdress around. There's it's called CopperCon. It'll be down here in Mesa, in Arizona. I'll just throw the headdress on a chair next to my husband and see if it happens again. These people go, I know who that is.
Take your picture with the Sharknado, $5.
I know, I should start charging, yeah.
Yeah, really.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
My first is, are you going to hire an agent like the girl who was sexting with Anthony Weiner and trying to parlay this into a film career?
Exactly. I think I should be in the next Sharknado film. I should get eaten by a flying shark. Just
with a chainsaw.
Standing there. But
how meta would it be if that happened with
costume.
you in the Sharknado hat?
That would be great. And I think Asylum would do that.
Oh my God,
really
they would.
They would just be like, oh, it's the Sharknado girl? Yeah, just stand over here. You're going to get eaten. Okay.
Well, even better. I see, I've already written this in my head. Like, after the first Sharknado attack, there is a religion that comes out for Sharknadoes, and you're wearing the native headdress for the religion, and then somehow you get sucked up into a new Sharknado, and 7 sharks eat you bit by bit.
These clan meetings have really lightened up. These are that would be just awesome.
Who made these hoods?
Yes, who did this? Whose idea was this?
What was question number 2, Brent? Or did you get them both in
I
there?
want to know what her pick for the sequel title is.
I think I just said Sharknado 2 done. Because I mean the original title is Enough Said, so you done.
I would go with Sharknado 2, this time with sharks.
This time with sharks. Yeah, actually, that movie was so hard to sit through.
I have it sitting on my DVR. Eventually,
Yeah.
we're gonna wind up getting some friends and some booze and going crazy and actually sitting through it.
It is so much better to watch it as a group when you're by yourself, which I was because I finally got to sit down and actually watch it.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like when you're watching it by yourself, you feel weird and like, what am I doing with my life and why am I here? And I'm watching this bad movie about sharks flying. What am I doing?
I assume it must feel somewhat similar to not Snakes on a Plane, but Snakes on a Train.
Train, yes, yes, it does. But it's one of those that, don't watch it alone because you feel just really pathetic, actually. Or it's your group, at least like, oh, it's fun, it's a group thing. And then they keep showing the next movie that's coming out is Ghost Shark.
Oh, God.
And it's awesome because I don't know spoilers, but it's a ghost shark. There you go.
Yeah.
That comes out of any body of water.
Oh, God.
A puddle, a bucket. So the whole thing is don't take a bath, don't wash the car, don't step in a puddle, don't touch water. This ghost shark will come out and eat you.
So let's see. Tara Reid was in Sharknado, so I assume Jenny McCarthy is going to be in Ghost Shark.
That would be awesome. I don't think anybody's in Ghost Shark. I don't know.
Jenny McCarthy's got a better career than Tara Reid. She's on The View.
Yes, she's on The View,
which is still sad to me in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. I don't want to keep you from walking the dog and.
I just don't want her to start tearing stuff up. We have a very particular, we have to walk at a certain time kind of dog. And
Gotcha.
You'll just hear Al screaming in the next 10 minutes.
Well,
My manga!
Yeah, I know. I better intervene really quick before he's like, oh, God damn it.
Got the action figures.
Here's to further success. We'll talk.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my God. Hey, we had a real-life internet celebrity on the show.
There you go. Try to contain yourself. Did she tell you the G.R.R. Martin story, though?
Oh, no. That you can go ahead and tell that. Yeah.
Oh, God. This is our only real brush with fame.
Okay.
While we were there. So G.R.R. Martin, the author of Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, all those great books.
Please write faster. George R. Martin, please write the wind.
Please write faster because we're all waiting for book 5 or 6. We're up to 6 now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So he's at his table. Nobody is at his table. Nobody.
What?
Nobody. This is nuts. He's got like a handler. You know, some of the bigger names will have a person there who you go to first to say, hey, can I go? May I approach him? You know, or something like that.
Sure.
So I go to him and I'm like, is there a line for Mr. Martin to sign stuff? Because I have my book for sketches and autographs. And, you know, I was like, I'd like him to sign the back of my autograph book here. And he's like, well, you're it. There really isn't anybody to see him. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, why does G.R.R. Martin not have anybody around him?
Yeah, really.
And then I looked over and I realized why. Everybody's taking pictures of my wife as the frickin' Sharknado. It's like paparazzi. And the best part is, I guess I'm going to be vain and say G.R.R. got wind of it because he's got his back to us.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, the handler's like, hey, George, you have a fan who'd like you to sign something. He flips around in the chair, grabs his Sharpie, makes the biggest slash mark signature I've ever seen in my book. It takes up like half a page. And then flips back around, doesn't even acknowledge me as I barely get out. I love Game of Thrones. That's all. He was pissed.
Game of Thrones, it's a Song of Ice and Fire.
I know. That's it.
I hate to tell you this, dude, but he's killing you in the next book.
Yeah, I know. I was like, whatever you do, fucking kill Theon, okay? I'm sick of that guy. If you're gonna keep on with the torture porn, I'm done. Kill him. He needs to die.
Have you guys seen the Paul and Storm video from Woodstock? Okay, so Paul and Storm start playing their George R. R. Martin song, which is all about, how George R. R. Martin should, write books faster, and yet he's not everyone's bitch.
I think I have heard about this, but go on ahead, yeah.
So George R. R. Martin, halfway through the song, comes out from the back and gets on stage with Paul and Storm, grabs, I believe, Storm's guitar and smashes it onto the ground. While Paul is still playing, until eventually he realizes George R. R. Martin is there and then stops. And then Neil Gaiman comes out on stage and asks them to apologize both to George R. R. Martin and to himself.
Wow.
And to reiterate that George R. R. Martin is not anyone's bitch.
Yeah, that's Neil Gaiman's big quote about that, about speeding up, is George R. R. Martin is no one's bitch.
Yes.
I'm like... My take on that is no, he's not, but he is Time's bitch, and if he doesn't get working on the books, Time doesn't give a shit. They'll kill him off, and then hopefully his Ghost Rider's good.
It's one of the few times you've gotten to hear anybody go, "We're sorry, Mr. Gaiman."
Yeah. It's a tough call. It really is, because I want him to do the book he wants to do, and I
Right.
understand that he's got commitments. But God, as a fan though, you're just like, you can't be blamed for wanting it. If it's that damn good. I'm sorry. I won't apologize for, wanting to know what's going to happen next.
Well, my girlfriend puts it this way. It's like it took Dark Tower like 16 years to finish. So I think we can. He's getting kind of close to that Stephen King territory at this point. So he should probably get the rest of those out pretty time soon.
He's getting close. Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is he's no spring chicken. But who's to say? He'll get it done when he gets it done. He's already said that he's got it planned out there as a ghostwriter in case he kicks the bucket. And
All right.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I'm telling you,
me. I'm the ghostwriter.
Yeah, the ghostwriter
from me. All you gotta do is just keep killing
are you
people.
the little bouncing ball of light that
Yes.
inspires little kids to write in New York City?
PBS, bitches.
God. But that was my experience with somebody famous, was George R. R. Martin. Now, there were a few that were reported at Comic-Con, of course, like Bryan Cranston, the Breaking Bad guy.
Yes.
Went around the floor as himself, and nobody believed him.
Yeah, I just saw
That's
the clip
brilliant.
from Letterman, actually, where they actually have video of Bryan Cranston walking around in his Walter White mask, and as he's walking away from the last person, you can actually hear the fans say, "Man, wouldn't that be hilarious if that was really Bryan Cranston?"
Yeah. He was there. Tom Hiddleston, the guy that played Loki in the Avengers movie, showed up as Loki.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, if you saw the clip of that was really good.
Yeah.
It's always fun. I don't know if you've been following the Avengers as far as clips that they show from the thing. He's the only one who seems to be having any fun.
Well, that's because, both people don't know this, but Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston are actually like best friends in real life.
Yeah.
So Hiddleston is just having the time of his life right now, and we're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Well, Loki is such a fun bad guy to be. I mean,
Well, they're saying they're probably going to wind up increasing Hiddleston's role in future movies just because they like the actor that much, and so do we.
yeah, everybody responded to it. I mean, he was so much fun.
Even if he still looks like Darlene from Roseanne in the trailer for Thor 2: Dark World, but that's before he gets his hair product back.
Yes.
So what other panels did you go see? And I guess we can wrap up after that.
I did not get to many, so that was
Okay.
quick, wasn't it?
Nice.
We did go. Most of the stuff that we went to as far as panels were outside the convention. We went to the Glove and Boots thing where they talked about, how they created their podcast and,
Nice.
what goes into the production of it and all like that. And that was kind of fun to do. I don't drag my wife to too many panels of stuff that would interest me where it's like, and now here's Marv Wolfman talking about what inspired issues 15 through 23 of the New Teen Titans. Where I'll be lapping up every word like, yes, and what else? What else? And my wife will be,
Welcome, everyone, to Mark Waid Screams at the Rest of the People in the Comic Industry.
yes. So stuff like that. I can't in good conscience drag her to it unless her feet are hurting.
Nice.
So, and the thing is, Saturday and Thursday when she was dressed up as Sharknado, we didn't get the opportunity to go anywhere but out where there were people. It was just, you go 2 feet, someone wants their picture. You go another 2 feet, someone wants your picture. So I pretty much wrote off getting to too many panels. So I'm sorry I'm not much help on that front.
That's fine. One thing that I will bring up is that yet again Chris got to go to the Masquerade, and it's not something I do at many conventions. In fact, it's not something I do at really any convention other than Comic-Con. But whenever you go to Comic-Con, do your best to go to the Masquerade, because it's totally like the cream of the crop. Like, you are not allowed to wear your costume until Masquerade.
That's what disqualified us. We were trying to get Michelle in as the Sharknado, and they said sorry, she wore it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
She could not get in.
Yep.
You can't wear the costume that you're going to do your masquerade in at the Comic-Con. I think it's that day. I don't know if it's the entire convention.
You cannot wear it until after the Masquerade. You could wear it, on Sunday perfectly fine, or even after the Masquerade itself, but they want these things to premiere at Masquerade. That's part of the fun of it. And I mean, a lot of these people do create multiple costumes anyway, Brent. So it's not like it's not like they're being restricted or whatever. It's just like, if they want to participate in the Masquerade, that's the number one rule. Like, you cannot. It has to premiere at Masquerade. That's part of the fun of it. But
okay,
yeah, no, and what's really cool about it too is that it's run by Phil Folio and his wife, and they are probably the best at it out of anybody that I've had MC a Masquerade. They keep the thing moving, and there's in-jokes that everybody who's been there once or even for the first time start going crazy about. Like, after every number, like, everybody in the crowd winds up doing this whole routine of like number one, and then woo, like 5 or 6 other call outs wind up happening there, and you get to see these really great costumes and fun skits. And this year a Galaxy Quest group wound up winning.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun from the way she described it. The other thing is, Chris was lucky enough she went to check out the Walking Dead booth, and she was lucky enough to actually be behind a Rick Grimes in line. So she took some really awesome photos of Rick blasting some zombies directly in front of her. But the best...
They did, the Walking Dead people did have the best con display of any of them, because they had a cage with actual zombies in that would attack you if you got too close.
Yep, and they had the governor's heads.
Yeah.
Set up, so you got to take a photo. You could even have the bandage over your eye and the knife if you wanted, sitting in the governor's chair. And again, Chris got to take a photo of Rick sitting in the governor's chair, and then got to take a photo of herself doing the same thing directly afterwards. But the best cosplay that I saw outside of the Sharknado, out of any of the photos, and I'll ask you guys, what yours were from photos that you've seen at the con, was by far Lord Tony Stark, dressed up as if he was a Game of Thrones character.
Oh, nice.
Tony Stark, and there's a couple of photos of this Tony Stark sitting on the Iron Throne, which just make it even better for me. So that was great to see a photo of. I wish I would have saw it in person. Brett, you see any good cosplay from any photos that you've seen?
I've seen a lot. I like Comics Alliance. Their site has cosplay of the day pretty frequently, but if you go back, they have a a lot of really cool stuff from San Diego that I liked.
Nice. I'm actually
And it just PM'd you guys the lame Nova costumes from the Marvel booth.
opening it up right now.
Uh,
Waiting for it to load on my slow computer.
Prep for disappointment.
There we go. That's not that lame.
Yes, it is.
most of the stuff that we saw was pretty standard stuff. You know, I stalk anybody in a Supergirl costume and I have to get their picture. But really what we focused on are the steampunk people, and there were a lot of them there. You know, they're not really cosplaying as any one particular person, but so much work can go into them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially if they've got, you know, the idea behind it is, you know, the stuff has to actually work. You know, if it's anything that has gears and stuff, the gears actually have to suit a purpose. And, you know, something as simple as windable eyeglasses or just fun stuff like that they put so much work into. Anytime we saw that, we would kind of gravitate to, how did you build that? How did you get that all put together? Look at that. Oh, my God. Do you have no less of a life than we do? That's amazing.
Well, I remember seeing some working Iron Man outfits. Like,
Yeah, oh, yeah. There's a lot of
full
that.
suits of armor.
Mhm.
Freaking crazy, man.
Oh yeah, it's intense, and a lot of people were saying there was significantly less cosplay this year than in the past, and I don't know because it's been 5 years since I'd been there, but it seemed like there was less this year than I'd seen in years past. But you know, not really sure. Again,
It's hard
I was
to tell
blown away
about those
that
things. I mean, really, like
it's such a big area.
yeah.
It's such a huge area that you don't know.
And like you said, considering how many things were happening, you know, outside the con, it's possible that that the reason they're saying that is because they just didn't see everybody who was walking around, because there might have been as many people in other areas as opposed to just on the con floor. I'm gonna post a link into the chat as well for something that I found today on Kotaku that, if I remember to, we'll post on the Facebook, Comic Timing Facebook. There was a dude dressed as an Assassin's Creed character who did a Assassin's Creed San Diego, where he ran around and did parkour and free running throughout the Comic-Con. And it's just
Cool.
amazing looking.
Well, I would say another thing that I saw that was good cosplay-wise, going back to my friend Tess Fowler, who does artwork, she did a print a while back of Apocalypse Princesses, and it was all the Disney princesses, but as if World War III had happened or the apocalypse had happened.
Yep.
Very dark, grim, but very intricately detailed. And it was a pretty popular print because I think about 5 to 6 women came dressed as Apocalypse Princesses. So you may have seen them floating around. So it's like Sleeping Beauty with curlers in her hair, smoking a cigarette and stuff like that. Just very dark and very cool. I mean, if you get a chance, I'll send you guys a link to the drawing or
Yeah.
to the print of it, so you can see what I'm talking about.
We got a print of done by I believe the name is Krista Faranka, who's a cover artist for Marvel, and we got a print that was made up of all of the X-women in elegant outfits. So it's
Nice.
got that. I think if I remember the print exactly, it had Storm, Jubilee, Rachel Gray, Kitty Pryde, I believe Scarlet Witch, Ilyana, and Emma on it.
Nice.
Yeah, all looking all sexy and everything. So now we got to find a nice 11 by 17.
Oh yeah,
put that
I've got
in.
some serious frame shopping to do. We picked up a lot of prints this time around. Definitely. I'm trying to think what other swag we got. There was a really nice He-Man poster that had just about every character that has ever been in it, but done in like a fine art painting type thing. And yeah, we picked that one up, and that's going to require a rather large frame. So that's going to
Sweet.
be a fun one to shop for. But
All
yeah,
right.
that was really it. I mean, I in the 5 years that I hadn't been, not much has really changed. You know, the same arguments that were being made 5 years ago are still being made today. That it's not focused on comics, but I think based on what we've talked about, the focus may not be as much on comic books, but it's certainly still on comic-based
media.
property.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And comic media. And, you know, if you're saying that you couldn't find a comic at Comic-Con, you weren't looking, because they're there you just have to be able to walk past the gigantic, Warner Brothers booth or the, what have you.
And comic book
really,
video games, too. I mean,
Yeah,
whether
I mean,
it be Facebook games or whether it be full-fledged video games, they were announcing a bunch of stuff.
Well, and that was one smart thing that they did do. They pushed all the video game stuff to one end of the hall.
Yeah.
If you were there to do video game stuff, you had an area to go to. You didn't have to hunt for it or anything like that, and you were around other people who had similar interests. So that was a smart play on their part. You had Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation all
Yep.
kind of side by side in that one area, and I was like, that's new, and that was smart.
Yeah.
Good job, San Diego. So a lot they did right, a lot they did. There's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Security there are still like thugs. Sorry.
I remember
That's-
that very well, yes.
Sorry, that's just the way it is.
That's
I mean,
true.
I got the stink eye because my wife, when we registered, grabbed a big bag to put her stuff in, and I wanted one too. And they were like, "Why do you get a bag?" And I'm like, "Because I got a ticket." They're like, I'm like, "Well, you're with her," and I'm like, "That doesn't mean shit. We each have our own ticket. We each get a bag." And
Yeah.
they were like giving me crap about it. And I'm like, "It's a frickin' free bag, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
You're not the Gestapo. Calm down, all right? It's gonna be a long 5 days if that's gonna be your attitude."
Well, I mean, Chris was able to switch. I mean, they gave her a fucking Vampire Diaries bag, and she was like, "I don't want this." So she wound up
Yeah,
with a
we both
Supernatural
wanted
bag
the
eventually.
1960s Batman one. That's what we
Nice.
angled for.
She got Supernatural because
That's
yes,
good.
Brent, I am single-handedly keeping the CW alive.
Yeah, well, no, I am with Arrow. I love Arrow.
I love Arrow.
No, it's
It's
just
a great
he posted a link to my wall at some point about how CW is making most of their money off of Netflix and stuff like that. So, me watching all of Supernatural helped that happen.
Well, they can't do that. They only have up till season 6.
No, they don't. They had up to season 7 last I checked.
Oh, at least on my Netflix, it doesn't have that.
Yes, they had all of season 7. Season 8 is what I had to watch on the via other means because season 9 is about to begin in September.
Maybe it just didn't display on my computer.
It's possible.
Another news, Supernatural has been on a long time.
Yes,
No,
it has.
I know that. I meant on my television. Maybe
Oh.
it didn't display
Maybe.
correctly.
That's possible, yeah. Because now, damn it, now you're making me check my PS3 when I get off of this just to make sure that I'm right. But
Just saying, man. I mean, they had like 1 through 4, and then there's 5, 1 and 2, and then 6, 1 and 2,
that's weird.
7, 1 and 2. But yeah, you're right. They're all on Netflix.
All right, cool.
I think maybe it was because like it was more than 100 episodes,
That's
and for some
probably it.
reason Netflix struggles on like the. I use Netflix through my television and not another device,
Gotcha.
and for some reason that one or that operating system has trouble with more than 100 episodes of
I
a
use the
series.
PlayStation 3 app because it works.
Yeah, I just don't want to use my Xbox.
No, it makes
The remote is easier.
Jeez,
An
makes
actual
sense.
remote is easier than the goddamn Xbox controller.
Weird.
And Connect going, huh? What'd you say? What'd you say? Oh,
Real-
you didn't mean to say that, but I'm gonna rewind anyway. Oh, if you
Jeez.
want me to stop in the middle of the episode, I'll happily oblige.
The real fun with Connect is trying to get Hulu to recognize Arrow. Because you can talk at Hulu. Play Arrow.
See,
Arrow.
that's the one thing they didn't
Arrow!
say.
You,
I
you
think
start saying it differently.
Arrow.
Arrow. Arrow. And my wife comes up, "What is wrong with you? Are you having a stroke?" No, I'm trying to get this damn thing to play my show, and it won't do it.
Now playing
That's the one thing they
Scooby
didn't
Doo.
show is if Connect stops recognizing the television it's displaying.
Imagine trying to watch the
Fuck
movie.
those other sensors. Let's focus on audio.
Imagine trying to watch the movie Just Push Play with Connect. Like, Connect, Just Push Play. No, damn.
Oh!
All right, so I think we've gone the gambit here. Just out of curiosity, Brent. I mean, we're not going to talk about it, but have you watched the Flashpoint movie yet?
Yes, I have.
What'd you think?
I liked it.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
I've
so
heard it was
Liked
good,
it
but
better
not-
than Superman Unbound, which I just shelled out for.
Ugh.
So I was kind of like, damn it, I should have waited on that one for Netflix and bought the Justice League one.
Yeah.
I've heard it was good, but very violent
Yes.
for
Yeah.
a Justice League movie.
Well, I mean,
Well, they're earning the okay. I told this to Jamal too on Facebook the other day. He was complaining it was too violent. They're James Tucker, I guess on Word Balloon or something else, or a print interview, internet, whatever, said they're told earn your PG-13, and they push it as far as they can.
Wow.
So these aren't for kids. I'm sorry.
earn
Cry,
your PG-13.
whine. Go show your kids the old cartoons on Netflix.
Wolverine, sorry, not Wolverine. I mean, Wonder Woman beheaded 2 people in her movie, and I really liked that movie.
She did in the shadows. In this one, there's a gunshot to the head, and you see right through it.
Ooh,
Damn.
snap! All
I
right.
won't say who, but
Ooh. Well, I read the book, so I
right,
kinda-
you can kind of get it from there. But
kind of have a feeling.
if you haven't seen it or read the book, I
Yeah.
won't say.
It was Batman. Batman's dead.
Batman always did it. That's just how it goes.
Boom. So I believe at this point we have completed our quest of San Diego Comic-Con and related shiznit. So before we wrap
It's-
things up, and boobies, yeah, always boobies. Al,
Yes.
give the fine folks out there as many plugs as you so desire.
Okay, well, the main place to find out what I'm up to is www.studiofugazi.com. That's STUDIOFUGAZI. That is essentially me. My goal is to have at least one thing new up every week, which is not very ambitious, but then again, neither am I. But that is now the new home of where you can pick up Thugs online, as far as the comic that was so cool, Wonder Woman from DC stole from it.
We should
We're
have that as a
re-putting
cover
it out.
blurb.
Well, we're thinking about it. That'll probably be on the. We're up to issue 6 now in print. Steve is working on that right now, and that's our halfway point. We're trying to do 12 issues total to tell the entire story, and 6 is going to be a double issue. And we just might have to put, something to rib DC about it, and we'll get a cease and desist, even though they stole from us. Another good place, follow me on Facebook. You can either look for Al Sparrow is, of course, my personal thing, but you're better off going and looking up Studio Fugazi and just liking the page. That is where all the cool new artwork usually shows up first. I try and put it there before I start putting anything on my personal site. And
Cool.
really, if I don't know you, I probably will not friend you on my personal site. It's not personal. It's just if I don't know you, I'm not going to friend you, and that's just the way it is. Sorry.
It's a smart
But
way
that
to go
doesn't-
about it.
That doesn't mean I don't like you. As far as new stuff, as I think I heard my wife mention, we'll be at CopperCon in Mesa, Arizona next week. I will be at Amazing Arizona next year, and I'll definitely be at the Phoenix Con again next year. I can tell you, if you want something different, I can't say enough nice things about the Phoenix Con. If you want to go to a convention that is very much comic book based, by all means seek us out. Unfortunately, it would involve coming to Phoenix around Memorial Day
Yeah.
when it's 120 degrees in the shade.
Sure,
So-
I'll be right there. Yeah,
It's so horrible because when the Phoenix Comic Con started, it was in Mesa, and they had it in January, and they could boast about being the first convention of the year
Yeah,
because it was. And January in Phoenix is bliss.
right.
You're running around. The rest of the country is bundled up in 10 layers of clothes. You have shorts and a tank top on.
Yep.
And you're rubbing it into everybody, because right now we're getting it all rubbed into us because it's humid, hot, and just deadly. But yeah, that's another one. I implore you, if you've heard us talk about San Diego Con and you have been enjoying San Diego Con, it is a mecca that everybody should at least try and go to at least once in their lives.
Agreed.
But don't do it at the expense of these smaller conventions that pop up around you. Go to them, support them. A lot of them are nonprofit. They are not doing this for any reason other than that they love comics.
Yep.
And they're putting this stuff out there. They're giving these creators a chance to go and meet their audience. And unless they're G.R.R. Martin, they really do want to meet you and like you. I'm picking on GRR. I'm sure he's a very nice person.
It's fine.
He was having a horrible day, I'm sure.
Well, speaking of conventions, I will be at Otakon, Walking the Floor next week, which is the big anime convention in Baltimore from Thursday to Sunday. So if you see me, And you know what I look like thanks to Facebook. You can go ahead and say hi, and I will probably say, "Who the hell are you?" And that'll be fun and good times. Well, Al, obviously, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was great.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be more, less time than like 4 years the next time that we have you on.
I have never been busier than I have been right now. It's actually gotten to the point where I've had to turn away business.
Wow.
Which is an enviable position to be in, especially when I consider myself still very much a no-name. But I've been getting so much work coming in just locally and otherwise where it's like, I'm going to have to put you on my schedule for next year. I really am going to be busy right up to the end of the year.
It's a good position to be in, man. It's a good position to be in.
It's enviable, yeah. It's good and bad. I've had some great assignments. I'm working on one right now. I don't mind sharing with you real quick.
Go ahead.
I had a family approach me and they're like, you know what? We'd like you to draw our family. And I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then the next sentence was, as Alpha Flight. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. She's like, no, my wife saw your business card and she said, I want him to do us as Alpha Flight. So I have this husband, wife, and their little kid as North Star, Aurora, and Puck.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I am working on it right now.
That's
wonderful. It has been so much fun.
So freaking cool.
Just because they like Alpha Flight. If you like Alpha Flight, you're automatically okay in my book.
Sweet.
It doesn't matter. You could be a serial killer. I like Alpha Flight, though. Then you're all right. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you.
George Zimmerman, no, okay, let's not go there.
Yeah, George Zimmerman liked Alpha Flight. Yeah.
Brent, any BKs coming up or anything like that?
Not that I know of, no.
All right. Well, I'm sure you'll be sharing your random thoughts and opinions on Facebook in one way or the other.
Gotta have content somehow.
Exactly.
It's all about content.
Either you or me. One of us will do it. And if I get bored at work, I'm sure I'll put out an extra point or something like that. But before we go, real quick, I wanted to put a congratulations out there to everybody who has been nominated for Harvey Awards, specifically friends of the show. Adam and Comfort are yet again nominated for Rainbow in the Dark. So and for their various art skills. So congratulations to them. Also, multiple nominations for Mr. Mike Norton. So congratulations to him, both for his art and for his webcomic, Super Pug. So
I don't hate you, Mike.
Nobody hates Mike Norton. Okay.
I met Mike Norton finally. He was at the Phoenix Con this past year,
nice.
And he thought I hated him.
What?
He was like, I always thought you hated me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you always talk bad about me on the con. And I'm like, no, that's M Guy 1977. Oh, you're not him. And I'm like, no, I'm not him. He's the guy that always said he never liked you. I always liked you. Now shut up and give me a sketch, monkey boy.
As I called him, comics favorite Yeti, Mike Norton. Getting some nominations, and also Steve Ellis, local to Brooklyn, got some nominations in there, and a whole bunch of other people. So if you want to check it out, just head to the Harvey Awards website, and you can find the full list there. And if you're a comic professional, you can vote on the awards, as voting is not yet closed. So make yourself known and make that happen. So yeah, that's about it.
Plug DCBS again.
Yep. DCBS, Discount Comic Book Service, DCBService.com. Use the promo code CT8 to get an additional 8% off on your first order. And most importantly, Forever Evil was last month, so you can start buying DC books again. All right. The email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Comic Timing. That's where Brent and I share a bunch of articles and have conversation with you. So if you haven't liked us, go ahead and do so. We will probably be having some sort of contest in the somewhat near future, so stay tuned for that. We are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network over at comicspodcast.com and the League of Comic Book Podcasts over at comicbooknoise.com/league. And send us an iTunes review on iTunes. Those are always appreciated. So once again, for Al, for his lovely Sharknado wife, and Brent, Leatherstein, reminding everybody out there that there's always time for comics.